This woman's dream apartment turned into a nightmare.
Ever since she bought the building in January of this year, my flight to heaven, which is what I call my apartment, went straight to hell. I came in and my bed it's drenched. I turned it on the side, it looked like Niagara Falls coming out my mattress.
She was trying to defraud me. Plain and simple.
Why did you keep paying rent when this apartment was looking like this?
Plaintiff Danielle Johnson claims her landlady is a slumlord and is suing for emotional distress and damages to her mattress. Defendant Elizabeth Williams says Danielle is a problem tenant and is countersuing for damages to a toilet.
Remain seated and come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, this is Johnson versus Williams.
Thank you, Barbara. Ms. Johnson, you've alleged a series of incidents with your apartment you leased from your landlord, the defendant, one in which involved your bed being damaged, according to you. So you're suing for $525 for your bed and $475 for emotional distress.
Yes.
Ms. Williams, you are countersuing for $295, the cost of a toilet you say the plaintiff broke on purpose. Ms. Johnson, we'll start with you. Let me hear about your tenancy.
This here is the slumlord from hell. Ever since she bought the building in January of this year, my flight to heaven, which is what I call my apartment, went straight to hell because of her.
How long have you lived in the apartment?
I lived in there for 4 years. And then here she comes buying the place out of nowhere. She should have stayed where she was because she didn't need to be here.
So earlier this year, the defendant purchased the building that you live in? Mm-hmm. And what happened after that?
What didn't happen, okay? First of all, 2 weeks after she got the building, one of her workers, so-called workers, you know, most of them she get from, you know what I mean? That's where her workers come from. One of her workers put their foot through my ceiling in my kitchen.
So hold on a second. After you purchased this building, you started doing construction on the roof?
That's correct, Your Honor.
No. I live in a fourplex, okay? I live on the bottom. She's renovating the one above me. There's nobody in that apartment, okay? Her so-called workers come in there. I'm asleep. I work graveyard shift, mind you. I'm in my bed asleep. I wake up to a hole in my ceiling above my stove and all this debris all over on the floor. Her or her worker did not even have the decency to come and wake me up, knock on my door or nothing and tell me that they had did this. They just went on their little merry way.
Okay, so your workers were doing construction on the apartment above her apartment. And what happened with the ceiling?
What had happened, Your Honor, is we were not only doing the roof and then the vacant unit that was below it.
Vacant. I was in that
Hold
unit.
on one second.
It's not vacant. I'm in that unit.
Hold on one second.
Thank you, Your Honor. And what had happened is you know, they're walking in between beams because this...
Stop looking at her. Turn around. Look at me. Calm down. Relax. Okay.
They're walking in between beams because this unit needed major overhaul before I purchased it, okay? And so when they were walking, one of them went in between the beam and the leg went through. So as soon as we found out about it, sent the men down there, we took care of it. I have the text messages from her. Thank you so much for taking care of this. And this is the kind of attitude we deal with no matter what I do.
But that's a pretty serious construction issue when someone's leg comes through the roof of her apartment building
Actually,
ceiling.
Your Honor, no, it was just right in between the beams. You know, it's not like a beam fell down. It's
No,
like,
his leg came through my ceiling, and you did not even let me know. I woke up to this.
So you're not contesting. Hold on one second.
There's no excuse for you. They could have had the decency to let me know. I'm in my bed, sleep. I wake up to this.
He's going to give you notice that he fell
Hold on
through.
one second.
And then, after that, they left her and her so-called worker. Like I said, they don't have real workers. They get the ones from around the way. You know, the ones from, you know. They could have at least went to Home Depot. At least maybe they know something about the construction, okay?
So when's the next time? You said that your roof collapsed a number of times. Tell me about the next time.
Before that, we had the February. Everybody knew about the storm that was gonna come in February.
Like a rainstorm?
Yes, the rainstorm.
Okay.
We ain't had rain in I don't know how long up in the Bay. Okay? Everybody knew we were gonna have a rainstorm. Why do her workers, okay, again, decide to do the roof during a rainstorm? Are you serious? Who does that?
So they were repairing a roof.
Where did they do that at?
So you say that they were repairing a roof during the rainstorm.
It would be funny if I didn't have to come home and see this.
So what happened? Your roof collapsed?
No, we getting there. We getting to that one. We ain't there yet. No, I came in and my bed is it's drenched. I turned it on the side, it looked like Niagara Falls coming out of my mattress.
So the roof was leaking because of the construction?
They undid the roof. And then the stupid idiot left and didn't even tell nobody.
Do you have any pictures?
It.
And this is where you're alleging damages to your bed, right? Do you have photos? Can I see the photos?
Oh my God.
What happened with the roof leaking? Did she call you about that incident?
I think it was in a text, Your Honor.
Okay.
I took over the property January 15th.
I'm talking about that specific incident that
I
she's
am
talking
speaking about that, Your
Okay.
Honor. On January 15th.
That's not a good picture.
On January 16th, I
You
notified.
won't let me bring that.
Okay,
Well,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. On January 16th, I notified all residents that we would be having dumpsters delivered on the 17th because all of the roofs on the complex, this is a very dilapidated complex, the previous owners did
Sis,
not
you got
take.
it.
This is what I've had to deal with.
Hold on
so
one
sorry.
second. Go ahead.
So
I had to deal
it
with you
needed
breathing.
work, and so immediately, like I said, we closed escrow on the 15th. Letters delivered to the residents on the 16th. Dumpsters delivered on the 17th for the work to all of the roofs of the property to be redone.
Okay, so let me ask, if you were going to do construction, there was pretty serious construction on the roof, why not move people out of their units if there's a probability that a roof could collapse or there could be serious leaks and people's property could be damaged or legs coming in through the ceiling?
Because that costs money. She doesn't do cheap route.
Please, let her answer the question.
No, I haven't done that at all.
Because there seems to be pretty serious renovations while people are living in their homes.
Normally roof construction, you take out a permit, you do a tear off, you see what's going on. This should have
They teared
been
it off,
relatively easy when we started
Forgot to
into
put
the
it back
project.
on.
What
But
sounds like-
the first thing you do is tear off, and then you'll find out that you had more damage. Okay, which is exactly what we did. And then you can cover off. Now on Miss Johnson's roof, it happens to be what's called a flat roof. And flat roofs are a lot different than a pitched roof. And when the rainstorm did come in, yes, it was covered, okay, but the water doesn't have
Yeah, with
anywhere to
water.
go when it's on a flat roof, where on a pitched roof it can. So on a flat roof it collected, and that's what caused the problem. However, the roof
What
had
did you
been,
do to fix the leak that time, this second incident that she's referring to?
for when the
This-
roof leaked,
Tell
the
them
roof
that.
was replaced.
When was the roof replaced?
The exact final date I don't know, but I believe we
Of
finished
course you
somewhere.
don't.
What date did this incident happen with your
About
mattress?
the 2nd or 3rd of February.
Okay, when was the roof replaced?
It was in process at that point. I believe we were completed by the end of February.
Excuse me.
Okay, so
There is no excuse.
Yeah, not as long as you're breathing.
don't talk to each other, ladies. Just don't talk to each other.
Coming up on Judge Faith.
I had to ask permission to even go to the bathroom because the workers was up there standing around laughing and playing music.
What do you have
Maybe
to say
if she
about
wasn't
that?
so busy sexting the workers, I could have got this stuff done.
Really?
Yes, really.
She complained about her son because she couldn't get no.
One thing I'm gonna have a problem with is getting maybe if you stop sucking on one, then you would get some.
Danielle Johnson says her landlady was a slumlord and is suing for emotional damage and to replace her mattress. Elizabeth Williams is countersuing for damage to her toilet.
Tell me what this is a picture of.
This is the first time the bathroom ceiling collapsed. The first time, mind you. Look, I'm on my way to the bathroom. Thank God the roar came and I jumped back in time that it was gonna that light that you see up there, that is the apartment above me, the renovation apartment that she's doing.
Wow, there's a hole in that roof.
I had to ask permission to even go to the bathroom because the workers was up there standing around laughing and playing music.
What do you have to say about
Maybe if
that?
she wasn't so busy sexing the workers, I could have got this stuff done.
Really?
Yes, really.
She complained about her son because she couldn't get no.
Okay.
Yeah. One thing I'm gonna have a problem with is getting. Maybe if you start sucking on one, then you would get some. Leave that 18-year-old worker of yours alone, and then maybe you wouldn't know what it feel like. Get a real man. Get a real man.
Okay.
Leave them little boys alone. That little 18-year-old worker, leave him alone. He barely grown.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell his mom on
Talk
you.
to the judge.
Your Honor.
Okay. Talk
Your
to the
Honor,
judge.
when I was notified of corrections by the city, the corrections were fixed within 3 days.
3 days my
And
behind.
the city was notified me
I
by
told you stop
email.
sucking on that and
Talk
you'll be
to
able
the
to
judge.
No time.
Ma'am, talk to the judge.
Welcome to my world, Your Honor.
You are the devil's mother.
Okay, ladies, you have to watch your language. You understand? You're in court.
Yes, ma'am, I'm sorry.
I'm looking at this photo now, and this looks.
That's nothing.
This is a pretty significant problem. This looks like work that needs to be done when residents have been removed from the area, because that doesn't look safe. That doesn't look like a safe place where someone can live when there's a hole in the ceiling. What do you have to say about that?
Faith.
Wait.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, that's what happened. The apartment above had, like I said, so much problems. And when you open up the walls, I can see now why the previous owner left this unit vacant for so long. Because when you open up the walls and water was turned on, unfortunately, water was leaking out of the pipes, okay? And you don't know that till the walls are opened. So when that happened, she notified us, boom, I'm so sorry.
Let me see the next photo.
Excuse me, Judge Faith.
Let me see the next photo.
Wasn't nothing leaking until her construction started. That's my bathroom.
What is this?
That's when the bathroom, when the ceiling collapsed, and that's a good picture. You ain't seen when it got bad.
What do you have to say about that?
Excuse me,
Your Honor,
Judge
yes,
Faith.
that absolutely happened, okay? And we
Twice.
came in, we fixed it immediately, we did all of
But
the
it should not
cleaning.
have happened. That's the problem.
You know,
this is
unfortunately-
inexcusable. She does not have to live in an apartment where the roof keeps collapsing above her head. She shouldn't have to live like that. Would you want to live in an apartment like that?
Yeah,
Would you want to
absolutely.
live in an apartment like that?
I'm sorry, Your
Would
Honor.
you want to live in an apartment where the roof keeps collapsing
Oh,
and your bathroom
absolutely
looks
not.
like that?
No.
That's unacceptable.
Right.
She doesn't have to live like that.
Right.
Let me see the next picture. What is this a photo of?
Those are big fans that ran for 3 days in my bedroom. Mind you, I was out of my bedroom, sleeping on an air mattress in my living room for a month. Now, mind you, she's upstairs doing construction. Nobody lives up there.
Let me ask you something. Why didn't you move?
Because I had nowhere to go. I work at night.
Where do you work?
I work at a homeless shelter in San Francisco.
What do you do?
I'm a service coordinator, and I'm there at night. By the time I come home, I'm tired. I prayed to God that someone would help me. I prayed, and I had to even remove my dog because he was so scared. And I'm like, it just.
That's against your lease.
It just went on and on and on. She's gonna talk about the dog in my lease, okay? Everybody in the whole complex got dogs. She just moved in a person with a pet bull. What, a pet bull is better than a Shih Tzu? Really? I have a Shih Tzu. You just moved a person with a pet bull upstairs. And as far as
Is this the bed that you say was damaged?
that's the bed, but those fans were for 3 days.
I mean, I'm just looking at this.
Do you know how cold that was?
I'm looking at this apartment, and you're only suing for $525 for the cost of a bed. I mean, this looks like there was so much more than a bed damaged here. Let's go to the next photo. That's a picture of the mattress?
Yes.
And
I
defendant,
had
you
just
said
bought
that
that
you
bed.
actually went in and inspected the mattress and the bed, and it was damaged?
Yes, it was, Your
Okay,
Honor.
so she only asked you to replace the bed,
The
which
bed
was
and her pillows.
$525. Why didn't you do that?
Okay, because Your Honor,
She could be asking for a lot more. She could move out into a hotel. She could withhold her rent based on the conditions I'm seeing in these photos and not pay you anything until this is fixed.
Next on Judge Faith.
when this first happened with the mattress, again, I apologize. And then she said she had 12 pillows or whatever that
13.
needed, 13, I'm sorry, 13 pillows that needed replacing, okay? So
I'm looking
said,
at the damage in this apartment, and you're counting how many pillows she's saying was
She
damaged?
did.
I mean, you're like penny pinching.
Danielle Johnson is suing her landlady for emotional damage and to replace her mattress. Elizabeth Williams is countersuing for damage to her toilet.
She continued to live under these conditions and is only asking you for $525 to replace her bed. Why didn't you pay her that money?
well, because she was trying to defraud me.
Because she
Plain
only
and
want-
simple.
She offered
She's
to pay
trying
me
to defraud
$200
you,
if I
and you want her to
cancel the
live
case.
in this unlivable apartment.
No, that was not the case.
How
Your
was she
Honor.
trying to defraud you?
Okay. She told me when this first happened with the mattress, again, I apologize. And then she said she had 12 pillows or whatever that
13.
needed, 13, I'm sorry, 13 pillows that needed replacing, okay?
I'm looking at the damage in this apartment, and you're counting how many pillows she's saying was
She
damaged.
did.
I mean,
She
you're
did.
like penny pinching.
Oh, she-
Yeah.
And I don't get it. Like, this is thousands of dollars worth of damages, and you're concerned about how many
Please.
That
pillows
damage
were on
was
her,
to
were
my
on a
property,
bed.
not thousands of dollars to her property, thousands of dollars to my
I'm
property.
looking at these photos, and I'm telling you now, there's no way that just a bed was damaged and that she should have
Thank
to
you.
live in those kinds
Thank
of
you.
conditions.
Thank
There's
you.
no way. I mean, the fact, it is unfathomable to me that you can look at those photos and I can look at those photos and everyone else and know no one should have to live like that. And you're saying, I don't think that bed is worth $500.
And Judge,
it's no excuse.
Judge, she told me if I settled for $200, she would make everything go away and I could continue to live there.
No.
Yes, you did.
No, I
yes,
didn't.
Yes, you did. Don't lie.
See, the problem in cases like this, because I think this is horrible. I don't think anyone should have to live in these kinds of conditions, and I think it's unacceptable. She should not have to live in a unit like that, and if you had an ounce of decency, you would have put her up into a hotel and let her move out of that apartment and said, you know what, for the next 2 weeks, while we're fixing this roof, you shouldn't be here because it's not safe. If she had been injured, you'd be paying a lot more, lady. She's only asking you for $525 for a mattress and a bed. No. I don't need to hear anything else. I don't need to hear anything else.
As of yesterday, before I came here, the city inspectors who have sued her for 11 properties, the city of Oakland sued her for 11 properties in 2006. There's 3 articles of her about her being a slumlord of Oakland. Not only that, but the city came out right before I came here. And at my back door is feces coming up out of the sewer. They took pictures of that. Not to mention that they're renovating the apartment not above me but on the side of me, and they're throwing the stuff that they're tearing out of the walls. They're throwing it on the side of the building. There's trash.
I have a question for you. Why did you keep paying rent when this apartment was looking like this? Good. If she didn't, great. She did the right thing. Because there's no way she should be paying to live in an apartment like that. And you shouldn't even expect her to.
Right.
I just want to say, finally, someone can hear my story and decide, because I felt like I was in this alone, like nobody cared. So just thank you just for hearing this and putting an end to my misery and putting just closure. Thank you.
Well, I'm sorry that you had to go through this because, first, I love the work that you do. There are not a lot of people who are willing to go into shelters and work with people who are homeless and need help. And I know that's a job that doesn't pay a lot of money. And you probably are in a situation where you couldn't just go to a hotel like some people can when there's construction and things going on in their homes. You know, you don't have the money to go to a hotel, so you're stuck living in a situation like this. And that's what's really unfortunate here. I'm not saying that the roof needs to be built like Noah's Ark, but it should be able to withstand a rainstorm.
And now, Judge Faith rules.
You actually have a counterclaim suing for a toilet that you think she intentionally broke in that apartment. I mean, I'm looking at the apartment and everything looks horrible. And I don't want to hear your counterclaim because this case really upsets me.
Okay.
My judgment in this case is for the plaintiff.
Thank you.
I'm going to award you $525, which is the cost of your bed. I think that you could have asked for a lot more in damages from this situation. You're asking for $4,475 in emotional distress. This is not an emotional distress type of case. This is a contracts case. So I can't award you emotional distress. She did breach her contract to you. And in every contract, in every lease, there's an implied warranty of habitability, and I think that was breached. I'm going to award an additional $1,000 to you in punitive damages and have her pay you an additional $1,000 for everything you went through the month that she chose to work on that roof while you still lived there in those horrible conditions. I think it was unsafe, I think it was dangerous, and I think it was a unpleasant experience, to say the least. It seemed like it was a nightmare. And one of my goals in life, I try to treat other people how I would want to be treated. And there's no way, if you or one of your relatives were living in that apartment, you would allow them to stay there while that place looked like hell. My ruling is for the plaintiff, judgment for the plaintiff. My verdict, $1,525 for the plaintiff.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The courtroom gets heated.
To be honest with you, pretty.
Sir, we are not in the club or a bar. Talk about your case.
And tempers flare.
I said, you took the car, so I look out the window. I said, you gotta be kidding me. I said, you on your own.
Until Judge Faith cools her courtroom down.
Time out. We gotta take a time out.
And later, These MMA fans trusted their favorite fighter to play fair when they sold him a very valuable decal cutter.
And when I went to his house, he came out and greeted me, gave me a hug, say, "What's up, bro?" And I'm like, "Hey, I'm here to get my money."
He's lucky I'm a registered fighter, lethal weapon in the cage, and I can't do anything to him.
And now they've taken their showdown out of the cage and into court.
You just said you're grown men here, but
If
grown
someone
men
says
take
they
care of
got
their
your money,
responsibilities and
are you-
pay when they say they're going to pay someone. That's all I'm saying.
Plaintiff Corey King says his former mentor tried to squeeze him out of hard-earned cash by selling him a lemon. He's suing for a refund on the car and lost wages. Defendant Morris Crute says he told Corey about the condition of the car, but that didn't stop the plaintiff from snatching the ride out of his front yard. He's countersuing for damages to a fence.
Remain seated and come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, this is King versus Crute.
Thank you, Barbara. Mr. King, you claim your former friend sold you a car that doesn't work. You're suing him for $2,940 for the value of the car and other fees incurred as a result. Mr. Crute, you're saying you shouldn't have to pay the plaintiff anything because you sold the car as is. You state the defendant damaged your fence and that he's the one who owes you. You are countersuing him for $430. All right, Mr. King, how do you know the defendant?
You much prettier in person, to be honest with you, pretty.
Sir, we are not in the club or a bar. Talk about your case.
That's cool, that's cool.
All right.
Anyway, I met old school in November, the defendant, in November 2013, where I worked at LA Fitness. It's a gym we go to, and we just talked, you know, he kind of schooled me sometimes, so I call him old school. And around December 2013, I was having car issues. And he told me he was selling the car for $800 and only had 38,000 miles and all it needed was spark plugs. So
That sounds like a good deal.
Yeah, great deal. I had to snatch that. I said, I got to get it. I was having car trouble.
You did snatch it.
So,
you didn't stole it.
Nah, whatever, man.
Hold on a second.
But anyway, so I told him, hey, I'm gonna give you a down payment on it just to hold the car because he was going around bragging, I got this car for $800. He got it from some dead lady he lived. You know, he was going around the whole gym just, you know, so I'm like, just be cool, I'm gonna get it from you, I need it. So I gave him $500 to hold it. And he held it.
Did you guys actually enter into a written agreement
Yeah,
about the car?
we signed I made him sign a promissory note.
Okay, do you have a copy of that?
Yeah, I got a copy of that.
Let me see that. So you agreed to buy the car for $800
Correct.
from him. All right, and this is the original agreement?
Yep.
All right. Oh, okay. This how y'all do things in the Bronx, huh?
He did that. He wrote that up.
Signed
This
it.
is actually this is actually good because it has the date, the terms,
Right.
and the amount that you put down, and that you're gonna hold the car until he pays you the remainder.
Right.
Okay, so did you eventually go pick up the
Yeah,
car?
he took me to his house that day after we started playing basketball. And I went over there and got it.
And what happened after you got the car?
2 minutes from leaving his house, it stalled out on me on the side of the highway.
Okay, let's take a look at the car. Okay, and what happens when the car stalls on the highway?
It stalled out, so I'm sitting in the car, I tried to crank it up probably about 3 times. The third time, the starter it wouldn't do nothing, it just was like dead.
There's a presumption that when you buy a car, it's as is. He didn't make any warranties to you about the performance of the car, right?
Okay, that's all right.
Yes.
No, what happened is you saw a car, it was low mileage, it was
Yeah.
$800, you decided to
Okay.
take a chance.
All right, yeah.
He stole it.
It looked like a
Man,
it looked like
can I
a
say
whip
something
to
now?
man.
Can I say something? Please let me say
Yes,
something.
please. Tell me what happened.
I treated the guy like a son. I had him at
fake.
my house.
He was fake.
Look,
He was fake.
I took
You
him to
fake.
my house.
You about as
Hold
fake
on
as
a
these
second.
females out here.
Hold on
No
a
disrespect to you, but you was being fake, man.
Look, I brung him before the car even got involved. When I met him at the sports club,
That was a setup.
before the car was even involved,
It was probably a
I
setup.
took him home with me, sat him in my house,
Setup.
and fed him dinner. I
duped
said,
me.
look, I don't eat no red meat.
Hold on a second.
I don't eat no red meat. I'm gonna show you how to eat right. And he started saying, I never eat that. I don't eat that.
I eat
said,
better than you.
but he said, oh, this is good.
So you were trying to teach him how to be health
Right.
conscious.
Is this now? Do I sound like a guy trying to rob somebody that I'm gonna bring to my house?
Yeah, you
Now,
sound
after I got him in my house,
a slick
you
New
know,
Yorker.
it wasn't once, it wasn't twice, 3 or 4 times. So now I wasn't even thinking about selling him no car because I know he didn't have no money. So what I did, he heard me saying to somebody else, that they wanted the car. So he walked up to me, yo, I'm going home with you right now, I need a car. So that day he came to my house, drove the car, me and him drove the car around.
So you test drove the car?
Right, we
Okay.
test drive the car. So he says, I want to get it on the highway. I said, you can't put it on the highway, the car's been sitting for about 5 or 6 years.
Where did you get the car
You
from?
told me the
See
registration
that house?
ain't
See
right.
that house directly across the street?
You told me the
Yes.
registration
Hold
ain't
on.
right. That's why you ain't want to put it on the highway.
That's my driveway.
You ain't say
The
nothing about
lady
it being
lives-
Hold
serious.
on a second, sir.
All right.
The
Where'd you
lady
get the car
directly
from?
across the street in that house across the street, she died.
told
I
me.
live on this side. So when they asked me, so the car's been sitting in the garage for 5 years. So after 5 years, they're moving. They asked me to help them move. They give me that car. I go, you got to be kidding me.
Okay.
So when they gave me the car, I drove it right to my yard, right where it's sitting now. I'm watching the football game. I get a phone call. Can you come help me? I said, who is this? This
know
is
my
Corey.
number. You ain't say
I said,
who
where
it
you
is.
at? I'm
You
on
know
the
my number.
highway.
You
I
ain't
got
say
the
who it
car.
is.
I said, you took the car? So I look out the window. I said, you gotta be kidding me. I said, you on your own. The lady's plate still on the
See,
car.
now he lying,
and
he ain't lying.
I slammed the
Hold
phone
on a
down.
second.
Why would you
Hold
take
on a
me to
second.
your house?
Man,
Hold on a
I
second.
got
He
to
already
get the car.
paid for the
He told me
car.
come get the
He
car.
didn't steal the car. He owned the car. He already paid
Ain't
for
no
it. So what are you
stealing
upset
going on.
about?
He took the lady's plates on the car. The dead lady's plates are still on the car.
Time out, guys.
He gave
Time
me,
out.
He
We
gave
gotta
me
take a
keys. Why would
time out.
you give me keys then?
Coming up on Judge Faith. These two kings of New York can't keep calm in court.
Comes over my house with 4 thugs.
Oh, now you dead.
They banging on my door.
I came with my cousin.
But this court is ruled by a queen.
Do you both want to leave?
And later, Judge Faith steps in the ring to teach these two litigants a lesson on playing fair.
We're full-grown men here. I'm not going to sit here and babysit him. If you want your money, come get it. My daddy done taught me, hey, if
Well,
you make
we're
a
all here
deal,
now. Let's pay him. Let's do it.
You snooze,
Let's do it. Let's make
you
it happen.
snooze, you lose, right?
Plaintiff Corey King says his former mentor sold him a car that turned out to be a lemon. But defendant Morris Krug claims Corey knew about the condition of the vehicle. He's countersuing for damages to a fence.
Did you give him the title to the car?
There wasn't no title. I gave him the registration to the car.
Okay, why wasn't there a title?
Because the person who gave me the car didn't have the title. They gave me a registration, so I was telling him how he can go register the car. But he wasn't.
He can't register the
Technically, he
car
stole.
without a
I
title.
found
Yeah,
out
you could-
later on he's really stole the car. Technically, you ain't had no title, but I didn't even know all of this.
Where
This is my
he
first.
can't register the car without a title, so why would you tell him to go and do that?
Well, it's a certain year of a vehicle that you don't need a title to register.
No, sir. No, sir. That's not how it works.
That's what he told
That's
me.
not how it works.
Pull up
This
to
what he
New
told
York,
me,
if
and
you
I
pull up to
listened
New
to him
York
because I
State-
thought he was school.
Oh, I know the law
Oh,
in New
okay,
York
I'm glad
State.
you
You
know.
can sell a car as is. That means you don't attest to its drivability, its wearability. You don't attest to how many miles on the car, but you have to have the authority to sell a car, and that means you have to have the title to sell the car. What's your counterclaim
Comes
about?
over my house with 4 thugs.
Oh, now you
They
dead.
banging on my door.
I came with my cousin.
They banging on my.
I came with my cousin. I came with my cousin. That's all I came.
I left upstairs in the. I left
thugs.
upstairs in the lock. Up in the locker. My folder.
Man, I don't need 4 thugs for you.
With the
Come on.
pictures, with the pictures of them.
I need 4 thugs
Pictures
for
of them
you.
where they tore my
Sir,
fence
stop.
up.
I need
Where
to
they-
hear what he's
where
saying.
they kicked my fence down and cursed, and they told me they don't.
Wait, hold on a second. You said the plaintiff came over to your house with 4 thugs. He says cousins. Go ahead.
Cousin.
And they ripped my fence down.
Did you witness that?
What?
Did you witness them
I'm looking
ripping
at
your
them.
fence
They
down?
saw
You
me
saw
on
that
the
for
phone
yourself.
calling the cops. They say he's calling the cops.
Did the
He's
police
calling the cops.
respond?
Well, yes, they did.
When the police responded, did they write a police report? No.
You just trying to scrape up some money. That's all you trying to do.
Oh, I'm retired.
The bottom line
You
here is
broke.
this.
I'm a
I guess
retired
you must be broke
worker. 27 years.
I'm
I'm
ruling.
retired.
don't mean
Stop
anything.
You see how I
talking.
live? Come on,
Stop
man. You see how I
speaking.
get down?
You
You the
living
one stop-
regular.
Gentlemen.
like I said,
Hey,
I feel
stop.
sorry
Hey,
for you,
pause.
man.
Stop. Just stop.
How
Okay.
you living? You living regular.
First of all, you said that you were a mentor to him
Yeah.
and that you have invited him over to your house. You've had him over for dinner. You've tried to be a good influence on him. And now you guys are in court acting like this. And I hate to see that because it's really sad. You are a young man, and I understand what you're saying. This is the first time that you've bought a car. He sold you the car as is. That means you accepted the car as is. He made no warranties about how the car would drive and how it would function, okay? In terms of your counterclaim for damages to your fence, you have not submitted sufficient proof here today. Do not interrupt while I'm ruling. You have not submitted sufficient proof
did give
today
evidence.
to show that he's the one that damaged that fence and when it
told you I
happened.
saw it with my
If you
eyes.
wanted proof, if you wanted to submit proof, you would have called the police and kept a police report because you have no evidence that it was
Then he
him
would have to
that
be
damaged the
arrested.
fence.
I didn't want to arrest
Let
him.
me
Yo,
finish.
He just come from,
Well, then,
he
he's
just
not
come
paying
from
for the fence.
incarcerated. He just come from being
Sir,
incarcerated. I did not want
let
to do
me
that to
finish.
him.
If I had to arrest you, I
Come
would have
on,
did it.
man.
I would
I
have
never
did it.
been
issue
arrested.
about the
Did it.
car.
I'm 60
guys-
years old.
got
I've
me
never
arrested.
been arrested.
If I kicked your gate down, you should have did it.
Talk to the judge.
I would
Do you
have.
both want to
Sir,
leave?
Don't talk to
Nah,
each
I'm
other.
cool.
Just talk to the judge.
Although you sold the car as is, in your state, you have to have the authority to sell a car, which means you have to have a title to sell a car. And when you have a title, it is presumed you have authority. If you don't have a title, you're coming in here telling me you got this car from your neighbor. For all I know, it could be stolen. I don't know that. So my verdict in this case, you're going to have to pay him $800 for that car, give him a refund, because he can't do anything without a title. A car without a title is a paperweight. It's not a car. He can't do anything with it. $800 verdict for the plaintiff.
You take your stuff and sit down for a minute. Sit down. You go ahead and step out, sir.
Plaintiff Darren Cooney and his wife Connie said they were big fans of the defendant until they sold him a decal cutter and he tried to wall install them out of their final payment. Professional MMA fighter defendant Tim Eastham says he's already paid half and he doesn't owe the rest because the plaintiffs have committed a friendship foul, giving him a decal cutter that doesn't have all its teeth.
Mr. Cooney, you are suing your former friend, the defendant, for $375 for the remaining balance on a decal cutter you say you sold to him. Mr. Eastham, you say the deal was incomplete, so you owe the plaintiff nothing. I'll hear from you first, Mr. Cooney. What's going on?
Mr. Easton and I met at a sports bar because my wife and I are big MMA fans.
Okay, what is MMA?
Mixed martial arts.
Can you just explain to me? I have no idea
Mixed martial arts
about MMA.
is Muay Thai, grappling, wrestling, any kind of martial art, and it's all mixed. You're locked in a cage, and you get to beat the crap out of each other.
Oh, okay. So that's why I don't watch it. All right. All right.
And we were watching the fight. And
Is this your wife?
Yes, my
Okay.
wife Connie. And we were watching the fights, and Tim approached us and said that he was an up-and-coming fighter. And we attended one of his fights. We were hooked because it was live action.
Oh, I think we have some video of you
Yes.
actually fighting, right? So let's look at that.
I'm the one beating the crap out of the guy on the bottom. Right here,
Ow.
he actually had me in a guillotine locked in. I picked him up and walked him across the cage and
Why
slammed him.
why does one get involved in something like this? It looks like
it's my happy
it
medium, Your
hurts.
Honor. It's my
Okay.
escape. It's my happy place, you know. If not, I'll be doing it on the streets, you know. And I get in trouble doing it that. So if I do it this way, then it's sanctioned, and you actually get popular this way.
How
It's kinda
long have you been
crazy.
doing this?
I've been doing it for about 6 years. I've wrestled my whole life.
Okay.
I wrestled for about 25 years. I've been doing this for about 6 years now.
Have you ever had any serious injuries?
Oh yeah,
as a result
yeah.
of
My
fights?
hands are a little deformed. I've had cuts, bruises. It's just part of the game.
Do you make a fair amount of money doing this?
Yes, ma'am.
So
I
you
do.
get paid for
I have
every
a-
fight?
I have a clothing line too with it, so I've just I've kind of transitioned that into making money too, and then now I'm a pro, so I make pretty good money at that, and
Okay.
with my booth and models and all that stuff there, it's enough to make a living, yeah.
All right. Okay, that's interesting.
Coming up on Judge Faith, the rules of court get clarified.
I'm not gonna babysit him. We're full-grown men here. Either come get your money or you don't want it.
All right,
He wants
well-
to get it on his own time, and that's that.
When you owe someone money, you can't pick and choose who you want to pay and who gets stiffed.
MMA fans Darren Cooney and his wife Connie are suing the defendant for the remaining balance on a decal cutter. Defendant Tim Eastham says they sold him a decal cutter, but not the software to run it, so he's refusing to pay the balance.
Let's get back to the case. You sold the defendant a decal cutter.
Yes.
Did you put the agreement in writing?
No, it was verbal, Your Honor.
And what were the terms of the agreement?
The terms were it was sold for $750, and Tim paid me $375 cash and said that he would have the balance within a couple of weeks after he filled some orders.
But in the meantime, you gave him the decal cutter?
That's correct.
All
I
right.
drove it from my house to his. I set it up for him.
Oh, is this the decal cutter?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so, and what does this do? It makes and cuts decals, and then you can put decals on various like posters or t-shirts?
Or cars or...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Store windows for lettering and whatnot. And
Why do you look so, why are you shaking your head?
Because I didn't agree to the agreement with him, with Darren.
Oh, you didn't agree for him to sell the
No.
you didn't get permission to sell the decal cover?
I did. It was the amount that I sold it for.
Okay, all right.
Because I looked it up on the internet and it was stating if it was sold for $1,800 on Craigslist.
Wow. Well, how much did you pay for it?
It was about $2,800 brand new.
And how long had you had it?
It was used for 4 months and it was in storage.
Wow, it was almost brand new.
Yes.
It was almost brand new, but it was missing the main brain.
I understand why you're upset now.
Yes.
That's a great deal. Is there any particular reason why you sold it to him for $750? You agreed that it was $750. That was the price,
yes,
right?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
I
was the
just
reason?
wanted to get, go to a good home and get some use out of it.
You were a fan.
I was a fan, and I
his,
wanted
right?
to help
And you
him
wanted to
out, so
help him out. All
I
right.
sold it to him for a very, very fair price.
Okay, and how does the decal cutter work? Do you need any particular software to use it? What do you need?
It needs an operating system and something like CorelDRAW 10 to input your program to tell the cutter what to do.
Okay, and did you sell all of that to him or just the decal cutter
Just
by
the
itself?
decal, it was sold as is.
And that was the agreement between the two of you?
Yes.
And you say that
No,
wasn't the
It
agreement.
wasn't
What?
the agreement. The agreement was he was supposed to get me the software for it. He never showed up. He disappeared out of the blue. He was gone for like 8 months. I didn't even know where he was. I never did get the software. I had to end up buying the software myself, which was $150 online.
Do you have proof or receipt
No,
that you
ma'am.
bought
No,
the software?
No, it's almost been 1.5 years since this happened. So I didn't think none of this was going to happen. He wouldn't show up. I would make appointments with him to pay him. He wouldn't come get his money.
Is that true?
No. He texted me about a month after I sold it and said, hey, I have your money. And I said, I'm out of the country working. I said, when I return stateside, I'll contact you, which I did. And he texted me back and says, I had transmission problems, I can't pay you right now. So I tried calling him on his cell phone, no answer.
One day he shows up at my house unannounced, and you don't show up at my house unannounced. He's lucky I'm a registered fighter, lethal weapon in the cage, and I can't do anything to him because you just
That's
don't show
right,
up at my
because
house.
you don't want to be a lethal weapon in jail.
Exactly.
Be a lethal weapon in the cage, not in prison.
Exactly. So
You keep repeatedly saying that you're going to make these payments. You're
I
going
was
to
going
pay
to,
him.
Your Honor.
But why are you doing that if you say he
Now?
didn't sell you the complete deal, which was the software and the cutter?
Just trying
or
to be a
was
good
that
person.
Not
I
really
believe
the
in
deal?
karma because I believe in karma. And I was just, the deal was the deal, right?
The deal
But see, the deal was he was supposed to have that too, correct?
Did you agree to give him software?
No.
Okay, so there you go. One person's
now
word
he's
against
lying.
another, but I have
Exactly.
you saying that you're going to pay him $750. Even, I don't know when the software issue came up. You certainly put it in your papers, but I have you
At the beginning.
repeatedly agreeing to pay him the complete $750.
Yes,
So
at
I
the
don't.
beginning,
So
at
your
the
defense
beginning.
here is.
But
your
that's not,
defense here
but
really
see-
doesn't make a lot of sense.
But see, here's the thing. I then told him, you know what? I'm a man of my word. If you come back next weekend, I'll start making payments. I'll give you $100 each weekend. We're full-grown men here. I'm not going to sit here and babysit him. If you want your money, come get it. My daddy done taught me. Hey, if
Well,
you make
we're all
a deal,
here now.
you
Let's pay
snooze.
him. Let's do it.
You snooze,
Let's do it. Let's make
you
it happen.
snooze, you lose, right?
And now, Judge Faith rules.
When you owe someone money, you can't pick and choose who you want to pay and who gets stiffed
I agree.
and these things.
I
You have
agree,
to
but
have to
if
pay
you-
them back.
if
You just
someone-
said you're grown men here, but
If
grown
someone
men
says
take
they
care of
got
their
your money,
responsibilities
are you-
and pay when they say they're going to pay someone. That's all I'm saying. That's all
Most
I'm saying.
definitely.
So.
If someone
Listen,
says,
I wish
if
you the
someone
best
says they
in
got
your
your money,
career.
are you
I wish you the
gonna
best
go
in your
get it?
career. If I saw you on the street, we would not be arguing
You got
like
it.
this,
You
right?
got it.
So $375 judgment and verdict is for the plaintiff. Good luck.
Thank you.
He says he helps young women. She says, he has other plans.
He likes skinny black girls. He will do whatever for you. You don't have to have sex with him.
I am impressed with you and your record from Louisiana because I'm from Louisiana.
Well, sir,
My
I don't need
daughter-
your money,
I have-
so whatever you're trying to
I
say to
have-
me right now, it's not going to work, because I don't need your money.
And serious damage from a drunk driving incident.
She hit a power pole, and the line fell on my car.
Is that your car?
That's my car that she
Wow.
said she didn't see, and that was them willing her after the police came and she was being belligerent.
You know that you absolutely made the wrong decision, right?
Plaintiff John Ward is suing his former friend for $12,125 in unpaid loans. With him in court is his neighbor, Erica Harrison. Defendant Cherie Crockett says everything he gave her was a gift. She is countersuing for payments on a car, a phone, and a stolen dog.
Remain seated and come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, this case is Ward versus Crockett.
Thank you, Barbara. Okay, Mr. John Ward, you are suing the defendant, Cherie Crockett, for various loans you say she failed to repay you. You are suing her for a total of $12,125, and you understand that the statutory maximum in our court is $5,000, correct,
Yes, ma'am.
sir? Ms. Crockett, you are countersuing for $4,100. You say the defendant owes you for various car payments, the cost of a stolen dog, cost of a cell phone, and unpaid medical bills. We will start with you, Mr. Ward. How do you know the defendant? When did you meet her?
I met her, she became a neighbor of mine about 5 years ago.
Where do you live?
I live in North Carolina.
And how did you meet?
We just ran into each other, saw each other.
You started a friendship after that?
Yes, we became friends.
Okay, was there a romantic relationship between the two of you?
We did what we call rolling around. That did not, that did not involve sex. It never did.
You were attracted to the defendant.
I also helped her co-sign for augmentation, and I was a little bit curious about what the success of that was.
What do you mean by you co-signed for augmentation and you were curious about it? Speak in plain terms to me. I'm trying to understand what you're saying.
Ms. Crockett elected to get augmentation,
breast implants.
Yes.
Okay.
Because she wanted to become a dancer and be able to have more earning power.
And you paid for that?
I co-signed for the credit to do that. She paid for half of it up front, but she never paid a cent for the outstanding balance.
When did you start giving her money?
Well, it started like a pack of cigarettes, a cup of coffee, and it came to be that once she got one thing, there was always something else on the list that popped up that she needed. And it got to be her rent, help with the rent, help with the monthly bills, utility, and I would help her with it, but I would not give it to her.
So what was the agreement?
The agreement was I wasn't going to pay for her utilities.
First of all, he's lying. He's a pathological liar. He was my sugar daddy. I'm not the only girl that he does this for. He used to go to Chinese massage parlors before he became impotent and have sex with Chinese women. He went to dominatrixes, okay? He dealt with another stripper before he met me and bought her a car for $10,000 and put the car payment in it.
Did I buy another person a $10,000 car?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I did.
Why are you paying her bills? Why are you giving her all of this money? What is your reason for doing that, sir?
From time to time.
I'm sorry?
I do things for people from time to time.
Strippers from time to time.
I am impressed with you and your record from Louisiana because I'm from Louisiana.
Well, sir, I don't need your money, so whatever you're trying to say to me right now, it's not going to work because I don't need your money.
Well,
so let's talk about the case.
Okay.
Why did you make the decision to
Because she
give
would
her
always ask.
and loan her?
She would
so
always
what?
ask.
People ask for things all
And
the time.
She has
you have a mouth, you can say yes or no, right?
3 children and no support, and she needed help, in my opinion.
Oh, so you were doing it for the kids?
Yes, for the kids and her.
He
But I
likes
wasn't
young,
doing anything.
black, skinny women. That's how I met him. My homegirl told me, it's this old man. He just brought me a car. He just brought the girl in another city a car.
This was before you met him?
Yeah, this
what
is how I met him.
What did she tell you about him?
She told me like this. He likes skinny black girls. He will do whatever for you. You don't have to have sex with him. That's how I met him.
What is your countersuit about?
My countersuit is about this. He said, as long as you're in school, I will make the car payments on the car.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh, no.
You can start making the car
no.
payments once you finish school.
Oh, no.
That's what he told me. Okay, I had
And
gotten
she
a car.
has finished school.
I had to drop out of school.
Has she made a payment?
No, I had to drop out of school because he stole the car.
You had to drop out of school because she was late. And
No, you
have a
just said I
policy
finished
on being
school.
late.
You just said I finished school. So which one is it? Did I
You
drop
are
out or I finished?
finished with
No, I'm not.
school
I could go back
because
to
they
school.
kicked you
They
out.
did not kick me out. I had to withdraw because he took the car.
Excuse me,
The car
sir.
that you haven't paid for a dime
Yes,
since you've
I
been
paid
driving.
I paid half of the down payment.
Excuse
First
me,
of all.
Didn't pay half
Yes,
of
I
that.
did.
Where's
With the check.
receipt? Where's the receipt?
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
How much money has Mr. Ward loaned you, given you, distributed to you approximately over the course of the last 5 years?
Okay, he's
Not
never
5
loaned.
years.
No, 5 years.
I'll go back 2 months.
2 months. So I borrowed $12,000 in just 2 months?
It's over $12,000, right?
Yeah, 2 months.
What do you do for a living?
I dance.
And how much money were you making as an exotic dancer a week, approximately?
I don't know.
How much did you report on your
Excuse
income
me.
taxes?
Don't interrupt, please. Just talk
How much?
about it.
How much approximately?
Okay, it varies because you never know how much money you'll make. I might
An
make
approximate
600.
number. Okay, you say this is a loan, sir. How do you expect someone who has no job to repay you back thousands of dollars?
Coming up on Judge Faith.
Are you an accountant?
Oh, you could be.
I went to school for business finance and business management.
I'm just curious as to why you let someone you've only known for 3 months go through your entire finances.
And later,
She hit a power pole, and the line fell on my car.
What were you drinking?
Vodka.
How many drinks did you have?
A couple, I want to say like maybe 5 shots.
John Ward is suing his neighbor for thousands in loans. Sharice Crockett says he's the one who owes her.
You say this is a loan, sir. How do you expect someone who has no job to repay you back thousands of dollars?
It was always, I'm going to be out of school, I'm getting a large income tax return, and I will pay you
For 5
that.
years? That's what you relied on for 5 years?
No, not for 5 years. I relied on it for the first. Yes, because I know she just got a settlement for the insurance company.
No,
Year
Or
one.
is about to get
That's
one.
what this is about, Your
And that's
Honor.
what she is
Let
going
me
to.
ask you a
Sorry.
question. Where do you get your money from?
I'm a retired school teacher, and I put 2 other women through school that are in Louisiana before I even moved here,
I'm sorry.
and I
2
do
other
that
women.
still.
Let me hear from your witness, sir.
Yes, ma'am. You
Step
may.
up, ma'am.
Oh, this
Can
is
I
a new
sit
girl
down?
for a week. Wow. What can she with? I'm sorry.
Stop talking. Who are you?
You're showing
My name
her
is
New
Erica,
Jersey color.
and I'm new to the whole situation. I've known Mr. Ward for about 3 months now.
How do you know him?
He's just my neighbor. I mean, he's like a grandfather.
What do
He's
you
like a
know about
grandfather
his
to me.
finances in this case?
Well, I've gone through, unfortunately, I've had to go through a lot of his finances. There was a bunch of things that have popped up, and he didn't know how to handle it. Amazon charges that he thought were hers, which were not, and we let her know that the person who had done them was saying it was her.
Are you an accountant?
No, you could be.
I've went to school for business finance and business management.
I'm just curious as to why you let someone you've only known for 3 months go through your entire finances.
She didn't go through my entire finances. She went through the part that pertained
Stand up
to
straight.
Liz.
Stand up straight,
And
sir.
I really,
Stand up straight, sir.
I'm sorry.
Have you ever given your witness who's here today any money?
No.
You can have a seat, ma'am.
Thank you.
What do you have to say?
Okay, and for the record, she drives my car. She's an ex-stripper too, neighbor, same situation. But back to this, he stole my dog.
So what are you putting a bad word on strippers?
I mean, no, I'm a stripper. She's a stripper too. It's a pattern with
Well,
you.
why are you putting it
Because,
as
talk to the
sorry,
judge,
sorry.
please.
Okay, now let's go to my puppy that he stole. My kids loved my puppy. My son does not like him. That's another reason I stopped dealing with him. He calls my son idiots. My son's only 9. Stupid kids. You guys, you're just ungrateful. You're idiots. You're morons. He doesn't love the kids, and he has said that to my kids. My puppy situation. I went out of town.
I've heard you say that. I haven't heard me say that.
Excuse me, Mr. Ward, at what point does your friendship with the defendant end? When did that end?
I don't know exact date, but it was June 28th or something like that, before July 1st.
Okay, and then you filed this lawsuit
She told me
afterwards?
she was going to go dancing in Winston-Salem and needed $80 for a tip out and fingernails or whatever she had to have to get ready. She stated to me that she swore she was getting a money order from her aunt in New Jersey and would be able to pay me back on Saturday $100.
Okay, all right, I've
And
heard
he
enough.
stole my cell phone, Your
I've
Honor.
heard enough from both of you. Anytime I have a 72-year-old come into my courtroom and they are intimately involved with someone who's in their late 20s, early 30s, there's always money involved. And usually it's going from that direction to that direction, okay? On your counterclaim, I'm dismissing it, 0. You've gotten enough from this man over the years. You admit yourself that he was your sugar daddy and he's giving you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars over the years. Some people may say, hey, you get what you can out of people, good for you. You know what, that's on you. As for you, Mr. Ward, I'm not going to keep you here any longer. I'm gonna let you go back to North Carolina so you can continue helping the kids and the other young ladies in the neighborhood to better themselves and their education. Have a good day, sir. Your case is dismissed.
Thank you, ma'am.
Plaintiff Rochelle Hooks is suing a driver for causing damage to her vehicle while driving drunk. Defendant Wendy Winters admits she hit a pole, but claims it didn't damage the plaintiff's car. She is joined in court by her mother, Ruth Winters.
Okay, Rochelle Hooks, you are suing the defendant Wendy Winters for $1,232 for damages to your car as a result of a traffic accident. Why don't you tell me about this case? What happened?
Well, Your Honor, I'm here because she was being irresponsible, drinking and driving, and decided to get behind the wheel. She hit a power pole, and the line fell on my car. And I'm here because I want my money.
When was this?
October of 2000, I believe, 12.
Okay, and how did you come to find out that your car had been damaged?
It was about 2:30 in the morning. I wake up to sound like somebody's running across my roof. It was really loud. And I come outside and she's in her car being really belligerent. I'm wondering if she's okay. She gets out the car, don't touch me, don't touch me. And there was a live power line on the ground. And we're like, what's wrong with her? Why is she walking around with the power line? And all the neighbors were like, hold still, hold still. And we're like, did you call 911? Yes, they're on the way.
So there was a power line that went down. How did that affect the neighborhood?
There was a lot of, the whole street was dark. There's 5,000 people who went without power. The pole had the cable, the telephone, and electricity.
So she knocked down the entire pole?
She did. The pole snapped in the street.
What happened?
The pole landed in the street. There were no cars.
Okay.
There were no cars. Like, it didn't land on a car.
You were drunk.
What happened? How did you come?
I have a witness that.
You have a witness? I have my own eyes.
At 2 or 3 in the morning, you were just up.
Excuse me.
No, I
Were
woke
you
up to
drinking and driving?
Yes.
And you had an accident while under the influence?
Yes.
Next on Judge Faith.
The police told me that I damaged the government property for the pole for PG&E.
How much was that?
The pole alone is $81,000.
Rochelle Hooks is suing a drunk driver for damage to her vehicle. Wendy Winters says she didn't cause damage to the car.
All right, so tell me what happened.
I went to a party with a coworker.
How old are you?
I'm 22.
How old were you when this accident happened?
21.
All right, go ahead.
And I went to the party with my coworker, and the party was doing good. As soon as I got there, drinks were pushed on me because it was my first time partying with any of these people.
What were you drinking?
Vodka.
How many drinks did you have?
A couple, I want to say like maybe 5 shots. Not
5 shots of vodka?
The party was a very long party, and it was around 4 in the morning when I left because my coworker tried to push himself on me. I got scared. I got my keys because it got physical. Everyone had to stop him from trying to touch me.
You drove to the party.
Yes.
Right? And you were drinking. What was your end game? How were you going to get home that night? You drove to the party.
I was planning on staying over the night because the friend's party that he had it at, I actually knew the people. And then when the situation happened, it was so fast because it got physical, they had to pin him down. And I was just thinking to get out of there. I was scared, and I made the wrong decision and got behind my car, the wheel of my car, and drove.
How drunk were you?
Pretty drunk. Mm-hmm. And then I hit the pole.
You know that you absolutely made the wrong decision, right?
Yes. I haven't driven since. Never.
Was your license taken away?
Suspended, but I refuse to try to get it right now.
Were you arrested?
No. I was in the hospital. They had to restart my heart twice and broke 6 ribs.
So this was a pretty serious accident?
Yeah, that's why I'm not sure how I could have been extremely belligerent after the accident when I had.
Well, you don't remember because you were drunk.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember hitting the pole? What happened after you got out of the hospital?
My mom took me to because the hospital is on the same block, so she just drove right past it. We stopped at the car to pick up anything that had a ticket in the car for me to pick up. I didn't see any other damages except to my car and the pole in the street. The police told me that I damaged the government property for the pole for PG&E and then AT&T's lines. That's all the damages they told me about, and that's all I could see.
And is the city holding you responsible for those damages?
Yes, I've been to court. I'm still in the middle of paying off for the PG&E. I've paid off the AT&T court fees.
How much was that?
The pole alone is $81,000. The AT&T lines were $6,400, and the court fees were $5,000 and $2,400.
That's a high price to pay, right, for the decision that you made that night?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about the damages to your vehicle. What happened? When did you observe them?
Like when I came out the door after I heard all the noise and I saw her getting out of her car, I saw the power line on top of my car, so it bewilders me how she came back and didn't see that on top of the car.
Did you take any photos of that?
Yes, ma'am. I have photos. I have a police report.
And you said you also have news video footage?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, so this incident actually made the local news in your area?
Yes, it did, because 5,000 people were out of power, and the hospital that she went to itself was out of power, but they have backup generators.
Wow. Okay, let's take a look at that. Is that your car?
That's my car that she said she didn't see, and that was them willing her after the police came and she was being belligerent. And that's her coming the next day. So my car is right in front of her car, so I'm not sure how she didn't see my car.
Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am. Hi,
Can
who are
I
you?
say something?
Yes.
I'm Ruth. I'm her mom.
Okay. You want to step over to the lectern?
When I took Wendy back to the scene, I didn't see this. I don't recall seeing.
Both of you are not telling the truth.
Excuse me, I am telling the truth.
That's impossible.
Of course, I was concerned about my daughter, but I really do not recall seeing anything like this.
Well, that's.
I can't believe it until they take that off
actually,
my
it doesn't
car.
matter. It doesn't matter if you saw it or not. This is on the news.
Yes.
And it's clearly a power line on top of her car. The $1,200 that she's asking for is really the least of your problems and concerns in this situation. What did you say to your daughter about drinking and driving and getting behind the wheel?
Quite a bit.
Okay.
Quite a bit. I did tell her that that's not going to happen again.
Now Judge Faith rules.
Ms. Winters, have you had a drink since this incident? So you've stopped drinking altogether? Okay. That might be the best thing for you because someone could have been seriously injured. Are you working now?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you working?
I currently work while I go to school, 7-Eleven, as a part-time job to go finish school.
Have you started paying off the city?
Yeah.
In life, there are consequences for every action that we take. Some of those consequences will stay with us longer than we like, but it's our responsibility to learn from our mistakes. You're gonna have to pay back the city, take responsibility for everything you've done, and my judgment in this case is for the plaintiff. You have to pay her for the damages to her car, $1,232, verdict for the plaintiff. Good luck.
Plans for a graduation vacation go bad, but don't go south.
The problem was it's in the wrong state. She thought Myrtle Beach was in North Carolina. We got this trip for dirt cheap and they want to complain about ridiculous stuff.
I get the impression that none of you really knew where Myrtle Beach was.
And later, this chef's dream of a restaurant on wheels was shut down when he discovered the food truck he bought was a kitchen nightmare.
He didn't tell me that the floor was gonna fall through. You know, he told me he was gonna help me out, but he didn't. He sold me a dream.
When you make a decision to go into business, you really have to have some knowledge about the industry and what you're getting yourself into.
Plaintiffs Tiffany Armstrong, Michaela Bennett, and Sierra Niles are suing their former friend for vacation rental costs and punitive damages. Defendant Destiny Cherry said her friends left her to make plans, and she did the best she could. She is accompanied in court by her father, Daron Cherry.
Remain seated and come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, this case is Niles, Bennett, and Armstrong versus Cherry.
Thank you, Barbara. Okay, Sierra Niles, Michaela Bennett, and Tiffany Armstrong. You are suing the defendant Destiny Cherry for $300 for the cost of a canceled senior trip and $1,000 in punitive damages. Okay, which one of you wants to start first? Tell me what happened.
I'll start.
And who are you?
I'm Sierra.
Okay.
Basically,
how do you know the defendant?
We were friends. We've been friends since our freshman year in high
who
school.
are you, sir?
I'm Destiny's father.
Okay, why don't you have a seat for a second? Thank you. Okay, go ahead, Sierra.
Basically, where we live in Akron. every year, like after graduation, we go to Myrtle Beach for senior trips. So we decided that we wanted to do that. And
who was in charge of planning the trip?
She put herself in charge.
Tell me about that. How did that happen?
She texted us and told us that her mom had connections with the condo that she was getting us. So her mom basically booked it for us.
Okay, and you all gave her money for the condo?
Yes.
Where was the trip supposed to be?
South Carolina, but she booked the house in North Carolina.
And that's where the problem
because it was in the wrong state.
Yes.
Okay, and how much money did you give her?
$94 each.
Okay. So Destiny, what happened?
They kind of assumed that it was in South Myrtle Beach. I never said north or south. I said it around the Myrtle Beach area, you know?
But you know there's a big difference between North and South Myrtle Beach and where you booked the condo.
It's about a 30, 45-minute difference driving time. And so I'm like, okay, well, you guys would drive 10 to 11 hours, so what is a 45-minute difference gonna hurt?
What's your name?
Michaela.
Michaela,
Yes.
what was your understanding as to the destination of the trip, where you were supposed to go?
My understanding was we were supposed to go
Assumptions.
to
Hold on one
South
second.
Carolina.
South Carolina, the Myrtle Beach area.
Yes.
I get the
And the
impression
week
that
before-
none of you really knew where
She
Myrtle
didn't know.
Beach was.
Your Honor, excuse me, can I speak? They put this all in my hands. All they had to do, okay, first of all, the condo that my mom put her name in for us did us a favor. The rental that I booked myself, that I did everything on my own.
You had to
And
put a
then
deposit down to reserve the condo?
Yes, we all put $29 in for a deposit besides Sierra because she came in situation later. And so, yeah, they both got, exactly. We got this trip for dirt cheap and they want to complain about ridiculous stuff.
One second. What was the problem with the location that she booked?
The problem was it's in the wrong state, and it's like she wanted us to put in. She wanted us to put money up for gas that we didn't have, basically. Like, she just wanted us to fix the problem.
She booked at a location in North Carolina, which is where a lot of retirees.
Exactly.
And you didn't want to go to.
It wasn't the
North
between
Carolina.
North Myrtle Beach and South Myrtle Beach. It was us.
It was North Carolina,
And
that location
South-
in South Carolina.
in South Carolina.
And you wanted to go to the one where the big parties are
Yes,
that people go to
basically.
for their
Your
trips. When do you find out that the condo is in North Carolina?
We found out on June 7th, which was a week before we were gonna leave.
And what was your response to that?
We texted her and we asked her where was the house at because she said she lost the contract. She didn't know any of the information.
Well,
She
did
didn't
you all
wanna-
do anything to volunteer to help?
We didn't know.
Okay.
Because she took control of it. She seemed like she had everything under control.
Right.
I
understand that. I understand that.
They could.
Destiny,
Why can't I talk?
what was the issue with the condo? When you realized that the condo was in North Carolina and not South Carolina, where you all really wanted to be, did you try to talk to the condo and get a refund?
There was nothing I could do about that because
No, she didn't try.
Excuse me.
Even here it says,
said,
I'm not even trying to be the B word, but there's no refund. I'm not calling that lady. I'm not canceling the trip.
What are you reading?
The text messages.
Let me see the text message. Barbara, would you hand that to me?
Can I speak?
What happened, Destiny, with the condo?
There was no, for me, there was no refund because I was still going. I paid for this trip. It's not just about them. My money was in it too. Me and another girl were still going, so it's no refund because we were still going and our money was in it. It's not, we paid too.
5 other
And
people.
We paid too. Okay, but we paid too. It's not just about you guys because you guys were
And it's not about you. It's not about you either.
We all
Why wouldn't you
put,
try to
I
accommodate
put
us,
my money
Destiny?
into it.
We
so
all
I'm
put
going
our money
to go.
into you, and you messed up.
Ladies,
At
ladies,
any point in time,
ladies.
you guys came and got this
Keep it
contract.
up, and I'm going to send Barbara over there. You don't want me to have to do that.
Coming up on Judge Faith.
It wasn't like we didn't want to go. They didn't have no plans for us to do. She wasn't like, we don't have that much money.
Well, is
spend
Destiny
on the
a travel agent?
Thank
Oh my
you,
gosh.
Your Honor. Thank you.
And later, the chefs serve up some wild stories for what really went down on this food truck fiasco.
He tells me, I got these Russian investors, they took my fingerprint, they took my picture of me, my is on the line here.
At this point, I'm thinking, okay, well, he's gonna con me out of my money and the truck.
I mean, it just looks like there's some really shady business going on with you keep prolonging this and leading him on about the truck.
Tiffany Armstrong, Michaela Bennett, and Sierra Niles say their friend booked their vacation in the wrong state and are suing for a refund of their money. Defendant Destiny Cherry says she booked what they could afford.
Destiny, you felt like because they could have gone on the trip if they
Yes.
wanted to.
Nothing stopped
and they
them. Nothing
chose
hindered them.
not to go,
Yes.
that you didn't owe them a refund.
Yes.
it wasn't like we didn't want to go. They didn't have no plans for us to do. She wasn't like, we don't have that much money.
Well, is
Destiny
Destiny a travel agent?
Thank you.
Like, how is she planning all the activities? I mean, she volunteered.
Thank you.
I'm just wondering, because here's what's going on. Here's what I'm thinking about right now.
To do in Myrtle Beach.
Was this your first trip out of state?
No.
Just amongst friends? So have you guys been to this beach before?
No.
The way I hear this, she made a mistake.
Yes.
You understand?
And she didn't try to correct her mistake.
She didn't try to accommodate us at all.
She didn't try to do anything. I understand. I would have went.
It was petty.
But
It was 30 to 45 minutes. What is a 10-hour drive to a 45-minute
every
difference?
day?
That's
every day?
nothing.
Who's driving that?
Do you really think?
Okay, can I speak? In a normal city, it would take that much to get to all the attractions anyways.
Girls.
Why are you so
Direct your questions to the judge, your comments to the judge, please. Don't talk to each other.
There's a better way to handle things when they don't work out the way you want them to work out.
We tried.
Number one, let me finish. This is my time to talk. Okay. Let me finish. Destiny and her mother put down the credit card to reserve this condo. You have to understand that she meant to book the condo in the right location. She made a mistake. And the three of you've all told me that none of you volunteered to help in this planning process. She volunteered to do it, but none of you stepped up and said, hey, Destiny, I'll help you out. Let me help you look. She did that, her own time and effort to do that. And you guys just, took her to the Raptors on Twitter and in text messages. Yes, you did. Who is Thug Life?
Me.
That's your Twitter handle?
That's me.
What do you think a person is going to think about you when they see that your Twitter handle is Thug Life?
I don't know.
They're not going to think anything nice. Okay. You're 18 years old. Are you going to college?
Yes.
Are you going to get a job?
Yeah, I have a job.
What about when employers see that your Twitter handle is Thug Life? You don't think that they're going to think a way about that?
I don't know.
Everything that you put on social media now, these tweets that you guys are tweeting, somebody who tweeted about the AK-47?
That was not about her.
What was that about?
Can I talk? That wasn't about her at all.
You guys, you should have just gone on the trip. The beach is only 45 minutes away. I actually agree with Destiny. What's the big deal? Dad, what do you want to say? What do you want to say?
What does he have to say?
What do you want to say?
No, I just felt bad about the situation. Because where we're from in Akron, it's many people getting killed regularly. Mm-hmm. And it's a very serious situation out there. And they're tweeting AK-47. People are literally getting killed every day.
No, he makes a good point.
I'm just saying that it seemed that's what my daughter told me. I didn't say you guys meant it.
I know what subtweeting is, and I know what that means. That means you don't mention the person, but you're tweeting things. It's like sending out those subtweets because, you want someone to read it and make a difference.
I know this happened last week.
This has nothing to do with her at all.
Nothing to do with her.
Who are you referring to then when you mentioned AK-47?
I didn't say AK-47.
Who sent the tweet about the AK-47?
That wasn't me. I didn't say nothing about AK-47.
Okay. So why are you tweeting about an AK-47?
It's Twitter. I didn't know I had to filter my tweets.
Everything you put on the internet, consider it permanent. Yeah. Consider it, you can never remove it. It will always be associated with your name. Everything you put on Facebook, everything you put on Twitter, everything you put on Instagram, you never know who's reading it, who's taking screenshots of it. You never know. So in your mind, you're thinking, oh, I'm just tweeting it and my friends are just reading it. That's not the case. So don't tweet about AK-47s and send vile threats via Twitter because someone can take that very seriously and the next thing you know, the police are knocking on your door.
Okay, but that has nothing to do with her.
But it's no direct connection to her. There's no direct connection to her.
All right, ladies, I've heard enough. If this is such a big problem for all of you and you took it to this level that you did, you're 18 years old, if her making a mistake and booking a condo in the wrong state is the biggest problem you'll ever have in your life, consider yourselves very lucky, okay? This cannot be the way. This cannot be the way you react to something when it doesn't work out just quite the way you want it to work out. You understand? I'm not going to punish her for trying and making a good faith effort to book this trip, and I'm not going to make her pay you back $300. So my judgment in this case is for the defendant. Good luck.
Plaintiff Thomas Clark says his dreams were shattered when he discovered the food truck the defendant Abel Contreras sold him was a kitchen nightmare on wheels. Joining him in court is his girlfriend, Susie Demergian. Defendant Abel Contreras claims he sold the food truck as is, and the plaintiff got what he paid for.
Mr. Clark, you say the defendant ruined your dream by selling you a bad food truck. You're suing him for $7,000 for the down payment on the truck plus improvements you gave him money for. Mr. Contreras, you claim the plaintiff got what he paid for and that he has possession of the truck, so you don't owe him a dime. Mr. Clark, I'll hear from you first. What made you want to buy a food truck and get into this business in the first place?
Well, I've been in the food industry for about 20 years, and I wanted to step away and, start my own business. I saved my tips, and then I put it in this man, and I trusted him, and he just blew it all away.
You gave him $7,000 with the understanding that he would fix up the truck. You agreed to that.
Yeah.
So I want to go with what happened next, because that's
Okay.
where the conflict really arises in this case. You gave him the truck. You sent it out to be worked on. What happened?
He gets investors to invest in this dream that he has and sells them before he even has the truck and do all this stuff.
But you
All
sold
of a
me the
sudden-
dream. You
all
sold
of
me
a
the
sudden-
dream.
Listen, you had the dream.
Don't speak to
You know?
him, speak to me.
Next on Judge Faith.
Did you have the title?
No, I didn't have the title. I bought it and never fixed it.
You have to have the authority to sell a truck. He can't register a truck without a title. That's a game changer, actually.
Plaintiff Thomas Clark says his dream of a restaurant on wheels was shattered when he discovered the food truck he bought was a kitchen nightmare. Defendant Abel Contreras claims he sold the food truck as is, and the plaintiff got what he paid for.
Sir, please go on.
He tells me, Abel, look, this is taking way too long. I got these Russian investors. They took my fingerprint. They took my picture of me. My is on the line here. I need to speed this up. This process is taking way too long. I said, look, man, let me call him and let me find out. Maybe I can put some pressure on him to speed it up. I said, but you and I both know this is going to take some time. This is, you're getting a good deal on trying to get this all done.
Did you ever
He
go
said,
down there and check on the
I did.
work progress
I would have
yourself?
to go down there
And what
sometimes.
did you see?
And every time, the truck was just still sitting there.
There wasn't any work being done?
Actually, I didn't go to the truck for about a month. I just let them, every time I would just call them. Hey, how's it going? It's good, man. Your truck is here. I'm going to try to get some guys on it this week. And it was just always, they were trying to just basically prolong everything.
Where's the truck now?
At manufacturer stores that I left it there because I couldn't. The health department said.
Oh, so you have the truck?
I have the truck.
Okay, how did you end up getting the truck if he never put the appliances in?
Long story
Hold on a second.
Yeah,
Let me hear from him.
Go ahead.
Let me hear from him.
What happened was, at this point, I'm thinking, okay, well, he's going to con me out of my money and the truck. So let me go ahead and get the truck in my possession, and then I can go ahead and try to sue him or try to get my money back so I can have something in my possession, and so I can actually show the investors this is what's going on.
Hold on a second.
This is what's going on.
What
And
investors? If
Stop
you say the part of money-
interrupting.
The investor had nothing to do with you. It had me and you. Me and him had a deal, and he didn't complete it. On completion.
How did you end up getting the truck? You went to the location?
I went to his location. And I said, let me get the truck in my possession, and let me see if I can put the stuff in there. I went to 3 different places that fix food trucks, and they all said in between $60,000 and $80,000 to fix this truck. And they all said the same thing, that this truck is hazardous on 4 wheels. The whole bottom was rusted. He said if you walked on it or even put an appliance on there, it's gonna fall through. So he sold me a hazardous on 4 wheels.
What do you have to say about that?
Listen, he's making up some stuff. All right, I don't know where he got all this stuff or
I have a
how
video.
much you've been dreaming
I have a video.
about.
Let's see the video.
I
Let's
have
see
a
the
video.
video.
The vehicle that was sold to me, as you can see, rust. So we're gonna actually step up here. You can see there's no appliances, none at all. He told me all this was gonna be all finished, but as you can see, right now, we're in danger zone right now because all of this is rusted. I see burnt marks. He explained to me that all that would be all cleared out. Didn't tell me that the floor was gonna fall through. He told me he was gonna help me out, but he didn't. He sold me a dream.
He called me and kept bugging me and said, "Hey, look, I need to get it. I have
was
investors.
bugging?
I have investors. I need to
money's
get
on
this
the
food
line.
truck." So I said,
Hold on,
"Look,
sir.
we have 2 options. I can give you your money back, and I'll be done with this."
Did that happen via text message? Was that
She has
communication
text
after
messages of it.
Let's look at the text messages. I'm done with this project. I'll give you your money back. You reply, what? That's not okay with me. I have more money invested out there for this project. We have to talk face to face. I don't want the money. I want my truck. You wanted the truck completed, but you took it as is, essentially. Did you have something you want to say?
Yes, please.
Please.
Your Honor, I was there for the first meeting inside the food truck.
And who are you?
Susie Demersion.
And he lied every step of the way.
What's your relationship to the plaintiff?
I'm his girlfriend.
Okay.
And I invested some of my money in there too, and time and energy. And I just wanted to let you know I was there for the first meeting at the food truck, and I know there was some words back and forth, but it was quoted a week. He would constantly touch base, check on it, and he would say, yeah, you know, they were putting in a fryer.
All of that is irrelevant.
Hold on a second, sir.
And it was all a scam from the beginning.
Although you offered to refund his money, I mean, it just looks like there's some really shady business going on with you keep prolonging this and leading him on about the truck and the progress of the truck. This is a tough case for me. Because when you accepted the truck, you really did accept it as is, and he turned over the registration and the title to you. It's in your name now, right?
No,
and you have it?
No, actually, the registration is not even in his name. He gave me a vehicle that wasn't even registered in his name.
Did you have the title?
No, I didn't have the title. I bought it and never fixed it. I
So
never
you
put
don't
it in
have
my
the title?
The only thing I did was release liability to him.
Oh, so you can't sell a truck with no title.
What do you mean?
You can't. You have to have a valid title. You have to have the authority to sell a truck. He can't register a truck without a title. That's a game changer, actually.
I signed all the paperwork over for him to purchase it.
All the paperwork didn't include a title. Am I right?
The bill of sale. That's what I gave him.
That's not the title, sir. That's not the title. Let's take a brief recess. Court's in recess.
And now, Judge Faith rules.
All right, gentlemen, I had the opportunity to review all of the paperwork in this case back in my chambers during the recess, and look at what we have here, the title to the truck. And you actually did have the title, plaintiff, in your possession. When you make a decision to go into business and invest your money and invest money of other people, other investors, you really have to have some knowledge about the industry and what you're getting yourself into. I think it's a little bit of buyer's remorse, but you did buy the truck as is. You have the title. He offered you your money back. You turned it down. You bought the truck, sir. And that's just the bottom line in this case. My verdict is for the defendant. Have a good day, folks.
She says the grandmother of her children got her fired and stole her car.
The reason why I was terminated was because Crystal lied, talking trash behind my back.
But then, this tale takes a twisted turn.
He's a scam artist.
That is not my signature.
You can stick with the story as long as you want to. That jig is up. It's over.
And later, how did these two go from playful pooches to ferocious fighters?
My dog had begun to, squirting blood out of his head. He bit through the skull.
That's a lie. That is a straight up lie.
Right, you think that this is all one big conspiracy against you and your dog, right?
Plaintiff Crystal Batiste says the mother of her grandchildren sold her a car and is now trying to take it back. She is suing for money paid toward the purchase of the vehicle. Joining her in court is her daughter, Tiffany Johnson. But defendant Tasha Remo says Crystal stole the car and is countersuing for money she lost while Crystal was in possession of the vehicle.
Remain seated and come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, this case is Batiste versus Remo.
Thank you, Barbara. Okay, Crystal Batiste?
Yes, ma'am.
You are suing the defendant, Tasha Remo, for $3,740. You said you paid that money toward the purchase of a vehicle and the defendant changed her mind and took the vehicle back from you.
That's correct, Your Honor.
And you are countersuing, ma'am, for $3,540 for car rental fees, car retrieval costs, change locks, and a Carnival cruise ticket.
Yes.
Okay. We'll start with you, Ms. Batiste. What happened here? How do you know the defendant?
I know the defendant. She's my grandkid's mom.
Okay.
Okay. We had a pretty good relationship. Tasha and I, over the years, we've, bumped heads a few times, but overall, we managed to kind of smooth out our differences and have a pretty good relationship. I began purchasing a vehicle from Tasha a year ago, the Dodge Magnum. My husband and I test drove the vehicle. We decided that we liked the car. I gave her the $450 down. We wrote up a bill of sale, and we took the car. Me and Tasha agreed on the payments of $175 on the 3rd and the 17th of every month. I made the payments timely, on time, Your Honor, and I also took a second job to make these payments to Tasha.
Okay. Do you have a copy of the bill of sale?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
May I see it, please? And so was that the agreement about the car?
Crystal and I never had any type of agreement. Originally, I let them borrow the car because her husband needed a way back and forth to work.
Okay.
However,
was there an agreement that she would pay you?
No, she didn't. Only thing I asked of them is that they would pay the insurance.
So she never paid you $175 twice
My car
a month?
note is not even $175.
It's $350
Just answer the
a
question.
My
month.
car note is not
Tasha, I gave you
$350.
Excuse me,
19 payments of $175, you liar.
Okay. Judge Faith,
Is
my
it your
car note-
testimony? Is it your testimony that she never paid you? I mean, she says she paid you 19 payments of $175.
No, she didn't.
She never paid you one single payment of $175?
No, I never asked her to because I never had no plans on selling my car to Crystal.
God.
So, no.
What is on the back of this? So I'm looking at the original, you say it's the bill
That's
of sale.
the original bill of sale that was written up.
Did you-
Who buys a
Excuse
bill of
me.
sale on no
Did you,
I did.
Did you sign a bill
Because
of
I knew I
sale?
was
Did you
dealing
sign
with
a bill of
snake.
sale?
Don't talk to her.
Don't talk to her.
Did you sign a bill of sale?
No.
Okay, take a look at this document.
Stay there. Okay.
I want you to look at the signature on
She's
the
familiar
bottom.
with it. She's seen it before.
Is it your testimony that that is not your signature?
That is not my signature.
Have you seen this document before?
I seen it. The police showed me. The police showed this to me. This is not even my handwriting. This
Is your testimony that that's a forged document?
That is correct.
That is not correct.
What's on the back of this document, ma'am? What's on the back of this bill of sale?
On the back of that bill of sale is scheduled payments that I made to Tasha. She and I worked together. I helped her get a job because she's on probation for food stamp fraud and
Okay.
stealing and shoplifting
Whoa.
out of Target. So she cannot,
Okay.
once she get a job, she can't keep it because they find out about her background.
Is that
That's
true?
what your word of mouth
Yeah,
say,
that's
but I
what it
have.
is.
Excuse
That's
me.
what it is.
Okay.
Excuse me. Is it true that you're on probation
Yes,
for
she is
fraud?
on
No,
probation.
I am on probation, but it is not for fraud. However, I have proof black and white where Crystal just got off
No,
of
no, no,
probation.
no, no.
Whooping
I'm asking you a
somebody's
question.
tail. Yeah, you're right.
So,
I don't need you ladies dishing dirt on who's on
No.
probation.
She
Or
is.
whatever she's
Let's just
saying.
stick to the case.
Quiet.
What's on the back of this document? The original, you say it's the bill of sale.
Yes, ma'am.
There are a lot of dates and initials. What is this?
Okay, the initials are me giving her $175 in cash. She would initial and I would initial the payments
pays
because
the
we
car note
worked
in
together.
cash, first
I
of
did.
all?
We worked
Stop
together.
interrupting.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
We work together. I'm a caregiver. I
Okay.
take care of people. I've done it for over 20 years. Okay, I helped her get a job. She got the job. She was doing fine on the job. I said, Tasha, keep your mouth closed because I know she flip at the lip. She loved to talk. She's a schemetress, a scam artist. This is where all of this is stemming from. She got fired off of the job. But back to the bill of sale.
Okay, wait a second.
The reason why I was terminated was because Crystal lied, talking trash behind my back. However, when I got terminated from the caregiver's position, the boss offered me a position in his office.
Do you have any proof that you gave her $175 in payments?
I do. I have a...
Let me see it. Because someone clearly is not telling the truth here.
Coming up, Judge Faith busts one of these stories in a truth test.
I don't tolerate people who come into my courtroom and try to lie and deceive and manipulate me. So I actually asked a handwriting expert to examine the documents and come into court and testify today.
And later, Judge Faith must decide who let the dogs out.
I started screaming, please get your dog, please help me, please get your dog.
What were you witnessing at that time?
That their dog had a grip on my dog's face and wasn't letting go.
Ms. Darling, according to the property owner, you told Mr. Thomas that you accidentally left the gate open that day.
Plaintiff Crystal Batiste says the mother of her grandchildren sold her a car and is now trying to take it back. She is suing for money paid towards the purchase of the vehicle. Defendant Tasha Ramos is countersuing for money she lost while the plaintiff was in possession of the vehicle.
I am not a handwriting expert, so I cannot look at this document and make a determination that this is indeed your signature. So I actually asked a handwriting expert to examine the documents and come into court and testify today. So I'd like to bring out Beth Chrisman. She is a forensic document examiner. She has 8 years of experience. She has testified and been qualified as an expert in court over 35 times. She has helped solve 650 cases and examined over 13,000 documents. So let's pull up the bill of sale. Did you have an opportunity to view this document before you came into court today?
I did.
Okay. You can approach the screen if you want. Describe for the court what's on the left and what's on the right-hand side.
So this document is the bill of sale that's in question, and this center signature is the one in question. These are samples of known signatures that were used in comparison. We have additional samples of known signatures as well. So we have a date range of 2011 all the way through, I believe, this year, 2014 of known signature samples.
From the defendant, Tasha Ramo.
Correct.
And based on your analysis of this known signatures of the defendant that you viewed, did you come up with a conclusion?
The conclusion is that this signature of Tasha's does fall within the range of variation of the known signatures and is an authentic signature and was written by Tasha.
So you did sign the bill of sale?
Yes,
I didn't
she did.
sign the bill
Yes,
of
you
sale.
did.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
Okay.
Boo, y'all.
It don't matter. I got my car, boo.
Yeah, you sure did. You
it
stole
don't
it.
matter what you
Lady,
say.
stop.
It don't
Stop.
matter.
You stole the
It's
car.
mine.
Yeah.
I made the payments. You
I
ain't
made
know
the
what
payments.
the
Quiet,
payments are.
Who's your witness, ma'am?
My daughter, Tiffany Johnson.
Hi, how are you?
Hi,
Step
I'm
up to the
fine.
lectern, please. What do you have to add about this case?
Just
Can you
that
speak up
it's
for me?
unfair and it's not right. And Tasha knows that my mom was buying this car from her.
How do you know?
I know because I've witnessed them in-hand cash payments, and I witnessed one time, one Saturday morning, we put $175 into her account for the car note.
So you've witnessed your mom pay $175 to the defendant on multiple occasions?
Yes, ma'am. And it's just what's fair. You know, we're supposed to be family and, you know, have a good relationship, but that's not what family do to each other.
Thank you. What's your counterclaim about?
The repo fee that I have.
Repoing a car that you sold to her?
But I didn't sell the car to her. I
Yes, she
submitted
did.
document every payment that I made on this
you
car.
can stick with the story as long as you want to. That jig is up. It's over.
Thank
You
you.
sold the car to her. The bill of sale is authentic. It is an authentic bill of sale. So what else is your counterclaim about?
She owed me because I took her daughter along with my children and her son on a Carnival cruise. She agreed to pay me the $500 back. She paid me $150.
Okay, your counterclaim is dismissed. Okay. Because you came to court and you lied to me, to my face, your counterclaim is dismissed.
Okay.
And I paid you
As
in
for-
total for
my
Tiffany's
car.
cruise.
Okay, thank
You
you.
can have that jalopy.
Thank
No, you have to
you.
understand,
I bet
I
you're
don't
gonna pay my
tolerate,
I bet you I'm
Excuse me,
not.
you witch.
I bet you I won't.
I don't tolerate people who come into my courtroom and try to lie and deceive and manipulate me.
Okay,
and
but
that's
everything
what
I
you did
have is
today.
in black
that's
and white.
That's what you did today.
Okay. I'm fine with it. I still have my car. I'm good.
You have to be fine. That's the decision. That's the ruling. You don't have a choice here.
Okay.
I'm actually, you know what? You took the car back. It was illegal, first of all, and unlawful for you to do that. But it perhaps worked out for the best because now you don't have to have anything else to do with this individual.
We don't
you
do
don't have
that
to
anyway.
continue.
So it doesn't
I want
matter.
to hear another word from
Okay.
you. Not another word.
Okay. Are we done? This.
Baby,
No, we're
can
not
you
done.
Okay. Okay.
Put the bracelets on them.
How much in payments did you make over the course of the
I
time
made
you had the car?
$3,775 in payments, and I made $125 payments in insurance for at least, I don't know, 8 or 9 months.
In good condition, the Blue Book value of the car is $5,509. Now, I understand you say that you paid for the insurance on the car while you were driving. Well, you were driving it, you were using it,
Yes,
so I'm
ma'am.
not going
So-
to reimburse you for insurance that you needed during that time period.
That's
However,
understandable.
you're so happy you have the car back. I am so glad because now you can repay her the remainder of the value of the car, $1,734, judgment for the plaintiff. Pay her the money.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
ahead and check the documents, and your daughter will step out this door, please.
The plaintiff, Claire Lopacki, claims she witnessed her neighbor's dog viciously attack her sweet pit bull, Petey. She's suing for veterinary bills. But the co-defendants, Judy Darling and Bruce Bayer, say their friendly retriever, Floyd, was only defending himself from an attack by the plaintiff's pit bull. They're countersuing for veterinary bills.
Okay, Claire Lopacki.
Yes.
You are suing the defendants Bruce Bayer and Judith Darling for $1,000. You say that their dog attacked your dog and they should be responsible for the vet bills?
Correct.
And defendants, you are countersuing for $280. You said that it was your dog that was actually attacked and that the plaintiff should be responsible for your vet bills.
Yes.
Okay, we'll start with you, Ms. Lopacki. And did you know the defendants prior to this day?
Yes, on a friendly basis. I think I saw Judith maybe once, but me and Bruce had a respected relationship, friendly when we saw each other.
Okay, and do you have a photo of the area?
I do. I actually had
Okay, so let's pull it up on the
one.
flat screen. Okay,
So
you
I
can approach the flat
Yeah.
screen and just point to the area.
So I was coming from this area, from behind this Toyota truck here, and coming across the alley. This gate is where their property is, where their dog is behind, and their side door is right there.
Okay, so you were in the alley with your dog?
I had just entered the alley, just turned onto the alley. Our dumpsters are on this side. When I had noticed that on the same parallel, the gate to their closed-in area and their door into their house was left open. Before I had a chance to react, their dog had ran out and instantly started viciously attacking my dog.
Was your dog on a leash?
No, he was not.
Okay,
And
excuse me.
with 120.
You didn't see the dogs fighting, correct?
No, I did not.
Okay, so I'd like to hear her version of what she witnessed for herself.
Coming up, one of these pet owners gets put in the pound.
Her
does
dog
not.
was a bait. He was a pit bull bait dog, and we were told, "Don't come near my dog because I don't know how Petey's going to react."
This is from the property owner. He does not have a dog in this fight. And he's saying that your dog has caused problems in the past and that you have been warned in the past.
Plaintiff Claire Lopacki says her dog was viciously attacked. She's suing for veterinary bills. Co-defendants Judy Darling and Bruce Bayer say their dog was defending himself. They are countersuing for veterinary bills.
What kind of dog do you have?
Here, he's a pit bull mix that I'd rescued 5 years ago. So
And what kind of dog do you have?
I might, retriever, whatever.
Okay, go ahead.
The dog was is at least twice the size of Pete. So when it had begun to happen,
That's your dog, Pete?
Yeah, my dog is Pete. To begin with, their door was open, so I began to scream like my life was depending on it for help. I started screaming, "Please get your dog! Please help me! Please get your dog!"
What were you witnessing at that time?
That their dog had a grip on my dog's face and wasn't letting go. A man down the alleyway had come over with a bucket of water, the most he could carry, and had dumped it on their dog's head to get him off. My dog had begun to, squirting blood out of his head. He'd bit through the skull and through the back, and so I had taken him. Honestly, this is like my child. I was in one-track mind to get him to the vet.
Okay.
So I rushed him there. I don't have the financial abilities to just throw thousands of dollars around. So I had asked the vet if there was a way for me to do something at home. He said I needed to have emergency surgery done on his back, head, and neck immediately.
Okay. I'll hear from the defendants now. How did your dog get out?
I have no idea, Your Honor.
Okay.
I do not know.
That's a problem. Have you had problems with your dog
Absolutely not.
attacking other dogs
No
or being
way.
involved in fights before?
No.
Never.
What's your defense as to why you're not responsible for paying vet bills?
This dog is a very friendly dog. I have a letter here from people that have come with me to the doggy park.
You're speaking of your dog?
This dog does not attack.
Your dog doesn't attack people?
No,
Her
it does
dog
not.
was a bait. He was a pit bull bait dog, and we were told that by one of the tenants to stay away from my dog. Don't come near my dog because I don't know how Petey's going to react.
Well, let's look at the photos of the injuries to the plaintiff's dog. Since your dog
Yes,
is so
please.
friendly, I'd like to see what the injuries look like.
Well, it was the defensive.
This is him taken less than a month before this has happened.
Okay.
As you can see, sweet dog.
Oh, wow.
And now I also have a photo of the tubes that were placed in his back and the gouges in his back from teeth.
Okay,
He had
I saw
bitten
those.
at that point.
Your Honor,
He was defending himself.
Hold on a second.
I'd like to add
How
something.
do you know he was defending himself? Were you there?
Because the pit bull had his leg.
Oh, you know the dog's
open.
intentions?
The hole
Did he
was
tell
right
you
where
he
the
was
pit
defending
bull's
himself?
leg is.
Times here.
He had his head, he had his leg, and the dog said enough is enough and went for his head and started shaking it.
And so you weren't
The
there,
pit
and
bull- I don't
how- so
have
how
to
do you
be
know all
there.
this?
I can see the hole in his leg.
This is Floyd before. What were his injuries?
Under here on the dog's part, the whole thing is ripped open. You have a 3-inch hole by a 2-inch hole that with no skin whatsoever. The vet had to bandage it, just ripped his leg open. And that's why he
It's
grabbed his
interesting
head.
because I've never seen, usually when I have these cases, it's always the pit bull that does the attacking, and this time it's the other way around, where the other dog, the pit bull, has the significant injuries.
Floyd is
And I
100
also,
pounds.
I actually have paperwork saying this is not the first time either. Their landlord, their homeowner.
Hold on, have you been warned by your landlord about your dog and problems?
He wants to raise the rent.
Right, you think that this is all one big conspiracy against you and your dog, right?
No, Your Honor.
And now, Judge Faith rules.
This is from the property owner. He does not have a dog in this fight. And he's saying that your dog has caused problems in the past and that you have been warned in the past.
That's a lie. That is a straight up lie.
is
The
a
only
lie.
thing we're hearing after the fact of the fight of a previous event. My
This dog,
and I know
I'm
what
going to
she's
quote him
talking
from this
about.
letter. Your dog has no control and follows no orders.
Floyd is
Miss
very
Darling,
playful.
according to the property owner, you told Mr. Thomas that you accidentally left the gate open that day.
We didn't leave the gate open.
Your counterclaim is
leave the gate
dismissed.
open.
Judgment for the plaintiff. You owe her $1,000 in vet bills. It's your responsibility to keep your dog in your yard, especially when you know it has vicious tendencies. People should not have to live in fear in your neighborhood that your dog is going to get out because you have no
He gets
control over it.
visits.
Judgment for the plaintiff.
A near-fatal accident forced these two to face each other in court.
And all of a sudden, I just hear a roar. I see a truck right on me. Boom! Your Honor, not only did he hit me, he was going to flee the scene of the accident.
I mean, you're lucky that truck went right by your
I
head.
smelled his tire.
And later, Latrina and Savannah battle it out before the judge.
So I'm like, okay, this is an A and B conversation. See yourself out of it. I mean, then she was like, I'm gonna put my hands on you. I said, once you put your hands on me, you're gonna go to jail because obviously you can see I'm pregnant.
But Judge Faith tells the ladies to pump the brakes on their baby mama drama.
You have a choice to make here. This is not a therapy session, this is court. You have kids with the same man, so you are going to be connected in some kind of way for a long time.
Plaintiff Sherwin Ross says he was blissfully riding his motorcycle when the defendant slammed into him. He's suing for a deductible, damaged jeans, and loss of income. But defendant Marcos Contreras says the police report determined it was Sherman who was at fault for speeding into the intersection, and he owes the plaintiff nothing. Joining him in court is Elizabeth Gilman.
Remain seated and come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, this is Ross versus Contreras.
Thank you, Barbara. Mr. Ross, you are suing the defendant for hitting you with his truck while you were riding your motorcycle. You say he owes you $10,000 for a deductible, ruining your designer jeans, and loss of income due to pain and suffering. Mr. Contreras, you say you don't owe anything because the accident was the plaintiff's fault. I'll hear from you first, Mr. Ross. What happened?
Okay. I was driving 9:25 in the morning on March 19th. Beautiful morning, totally at peace, enjoying the day. And all of a sudden, I just hear a roar. I see a truck right on me. Boom! He hit my front fender. I went flying. I went down to the ground. My bike spun around. Your Honor, not only did he hit me, he was going to flee the scene of the accident. Somebody ran after his truck and stopped him. It was caught on closed circuit TV.
Okay, let's take a look at it.
So this is Marcos coming down in the red truck. Before he gets the middle of the intersection, boom! He speeds up, hit me. You can see the truck hitting my front fender. The front of my bike was in the front of his truck. I'm down on the ground. People start running over. He has no driver's license, and he has no insurance.
Sorry.
He shouldn't have even been behind the wheel of a truck. He's a danger.
How
I have
are
a
you
mild
injured?
concussion. I still have vertigo to this day. My head spins. I still have elbow pain, knee pain.
I mean, you're lucky. That truck went right by your
I
head.
smelled his tire. I smelled the rubber. Another 6 inches, I'd be pinned under my bike with the hot mufflers melting my skin. I'd be pinned under the bike, pinned under the truck, just another 6 inches. My crash bar saved the whole day. You know, in the trauma center, the police came to visit me. That's when they told me that, you know, you're pretty much SOL. The guy that hit you has no driver's license and no insurance. And we see this every day. He came up to me at the scene of the accident.
This was a really serious accident, and I'm really glad that you were wearing a helmet. And that's one of the reasons why it's important to wear helmets when people are on bikes.
Your Honor.
Because your head hit the pavement, and you really could have suffered really serious injuries as a result of this. I want to know how, if we go back to the video, the first frame in that video, you said that someone told you that it was okay to go. You obviously couldn't see around the cars that were next to you. Someone on the street told you that it was okay for you to proceed forward?
No, there's motorist driving there. They say, yes, keep going because I was going too slow.
Let's roll the video again. The fact is, I don't think you could see around the cars that were next to you. You pause right there, and then you speed up to go through the intersection.
Yeah,
and that's when you hit him.
I was trying to stop. It was clear. It was totally
It wasn't
clear.
clear. It wasn't clear because you hit him in 3 seconds.
Excuse
It
me,
wasn't
Your Honor,
clear.
It was clear.
So you're saying that you were driving through the intersection.
Yes.
You stopped at the stop sign.
Yes.
Why did you go if you couldn't see what was on either
It
side
was
of
clear.
you? It was not clear, sir.
It was like a half.
He enters that intersection in less than 3 seconds after you proceed
Because
to
he
go
was
through the
speeding.
intersection.
Even the cops
The fact
told me
is,
that.
you didn't see him, and just because you didn't see him, you want to say that it was clear. It wasn't clear. Your defense is you were going through the intersection. He was speeding, sped up, and that's how you ended up hitting him. That's your defense.
I didn't hit him. He hit me. He landed on me.
You know what?
A cops told me, I don't have the paper with me, but it's a cop stuff was there. I said, look, I asked them, it's my fault. They said, you know what?
Well, you know what? You didn't bring your paperwork to court, so in my mind, it doesn't even exist.
Oh,
You don't have your paperwork, it doesn't exist. That's your burden of proof. Who's your witness today?
I got my witness, my wife.
Okay, let's hear what do you have to say, ma'am? Step up to the lectern.
I was not there. I did not see the accident. I was not with Marcos. All I know is that Sherwin came to our house.
Okay, well, don't tell me anything that he told you because that's hearsay.
I did give him my phone number as well because at that time.
Where was Marcos?
He was still in jail.
Oh,
at that point.
Why were you in jail?
I was in jail, not because of the accident. And maybe this one, he can help you. I asked the cop, look, what I'm being arrested? He said, you're not arrested for the accident because it's not your fault. In fact, they showed me the video when I was in Lake County, and they said, look, you were 3 miles an hour, and he was 25. He was speeding. He said, okay, what is my charges? They said, you had accumulation tickets for warrants. You haven't paid.
You were
That's
arrested at the scene for warrants,
for
outstanding warrants.
Not for accident.
Warrants
Okay,
for
what
what?
accident? My fault. They said, no, it's not your fault.
Warrants
he
for
was
what?
speeding.
Warrants for what?
One, for now driving without insurance. 2, for using the phone.
While you're driving.
That's why
Driving violations. Other
and another
driving
one for
violations.
invalid license.
That sounds
and
about
like
right.
3 more warrants for being late on my child support.
Coming up on Judge Faith, who had the right of way?
I've been riding for 45 years. I've never had an accident.
Me?
After this.
You have enough tickets to last you a lifetime, so I need you to be quiet.
And later, Judge Faith talks truth to these two dueling divas.
I was not breaking into his house.
There's no excuse for
There's
the
no
eggs,
excuse.
the king of the cars.
But this has to do with
calling
him.
somebody
This has
70
nothing to do
times.
with her.
No, ma'am.
All I did
No,
was call
ma'am.
her
This
phone.
is your life, and these are your choices
of
that you
course.
were making. You're not making the right choices.
Plaintiff Sherwin Ross says he was blissfully riding his motorcycle when the defendant slammed into him. He's suing for a deductible, damaged jeans, and loss of income. But defendant Marcos Contreras says the police report determined it was Sherwin who was at fault for speeding into the intersection, and he owes the plaintiff nothing.
When I went to finally face Marcos face to face after Elizabeth told me he just got out of jail, I then said, Marcos, do you know you nearly killed me? And he said, oh, yeah. This man did not apologize to me. He had no compassion of this life-changing event in my world. It's a life-changing event.
What do you have to say about that?
I don't clearly remember that day when he stopped by. I was working that day there. I specifically work in that place every day. I work, basically on most of the dealers in South California, piano dealers.
I've been riding for 45 years. I never had an accident.
Me either.
After this,
You have enough tickets to last you a lifetime, so I need you to be quiet.
I honestly have lost a lot of the joy I had in riding. I'm very scared now. Every intersection I go into, I'm like waving to people, flashing my lights, revving the engine.
Right.
Do you see me? Do you see me? I'm so,
Well, it's a traumatic experience.
It's traumatic.
When you're hit like that in an
Then you should have been
accident.
speeding.
It's a traumatic
You
experience.
should pay attention
You didn't know.
I was
You don't
going
know
20
that he
miles
was
an hour.
speeding because you didn't see him.
No, the cop told me you were like 30 miles
Don't
an hour right
speak
there
to
in an
him.
intersection, 50 miles an hour.
35 miles an hour is the speed zone.
A picture really is worth 1,000 words, because when I look at that video and I see that intersection, he has the right of way. There's no stop sign. Do not interrupt while I'm ruling. He has no stop sign. There is no red light. You didn't see him, so you don't know if he was speeding or not. That's just an excuse
A
you're
cop
trying to
told me.
use. I said don't interrupt. And I see you come up to that stop sign in that intersection, and you clearly can't see what's on the right of you because you slowly creep forward and then you speed up and accelerate to go through the intersection.
nobody
I
coming over.
said don't interrupt. That's 3 times. The next time you're out. Less than 3 seconds later, you hit him head on in the front of his motorcycle, and you barely miss his head when you drive around him. You could have killed him. So I find you are liable for this accident. The question is how much you're going to pay him in damages. You owe him $1,000 for the deductible. I also find that you owe him for the ambulance bill, which is $1,451.75. Do you have proof that you missed work as a result of this accident?
I have no proof.
Because you were not
I'm
working.
self-employed and I was working.
Okay, well, that's unfortunate. I can't award you for missing work. The motorcycle was covered under your insurance, so there's no out-of-pocket expenses for the motorcycle itself. Verdict for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,451.75. You need to keep your eye on the road and stop running people over.
Plaintiff Ladrina Underwood says her baby daddy's other baby mama ruined her summer vacation. She's suing the defendant for harassment. But defendant Savannah Kuntz is countersuing for pain and suffering because she claims Ladrina is intentionally causing baby mama drama.
Okay, Ladrina Underwood?
Yes.
You are suing the defendant Savannah Kuntz for $500 for harassment?
Yes.
And Ms. Kuntz, you are countersuing for $2,000 for pain and suffering?
Yes.
Okay, we'll start with you. Ms. Underwood, what's going on here? How do you know the defendant?
The defendant and I both have a child by the same man. She has the first time that we
How old is your
across-
child?
She's 8 years old now.
Okay, and how old is your child?
8 months.
Do you have a boy or girl?
A little boy.
Okay.
I've been dealing with her harassment since day one.
Are you
since
still with the baby's father?
I was not with him when she got pregnant by him.
Okay. What about you? Are you still seeing him?
No, not at all.
By the way, where is Casanova today? Is he
MIA? MIA.
Okay. How many babies does Romeo have by
3.
different women?
3.
Okay.
3
All
women, 3 children.
He might not be best boyfriend, but he is an
That's an
excellent
understatement.
father.
I consider an excellent father to be someone who's a good role model to their kids.
He's a
and
good role
in order to
model.
be a good role model to your kids, you have to know how to treat the people in your life.
He's a
so
good
I'm just
role
saying,
model.
don't sell yourself short.
Oh,
when,
I don't.
when you say that, because
I don't sell myself short, and I'm not dating him. The problem is harassment.
I'm not sure if you are
She's harassing
or not,
me.
because I don't understand why the two of you are here, and why the two of you. I understand that you have children with the same man, And, that's just a fact. You have to accept it. That happened.
That's right.
And the fact that the two of you are in so much conflict doesn't make a lot of sense to me. You have a choice to make. You can either get along because your kids are going to see each other and be together if they're with their father, or you can do what you've been doing, which is cause each other to have miserable lives. So which is it going to be?
She caused me to have miserable lives.
I tried to
she called
bury
me
the
over
hatchet.
70 times.
Hold on a second.
What
did she do?
70 times
Yes, I did.
every day.
Yes.
And you see, she admits to it.
Coming up, Judge Faith calls a timeout on the baby mama drama.
This is just a bunch of drama.
It is
to
a
be
bunch of
honest
drama.
with you.
The
This is a
problem
bunch of
is
drama.
she-
No one else is responsible for the choices that you make.
And then,
That's
like I
on
said-
you.
Plaintiff Ladrina Underwood says the defendant ruined her summer vacation. She's suing for harassment. But defendant Savannah Kuntz is countersuing for pain and suffering because she claims the plaintiff intentionally caused the baby mama drama.
That's borderline stalking, harassment.
Yeah,
which is what
I admit
she's
that I
suing
was
for
doing
now.
that because
She's
she
upset
was sitting
because
here
we
calling my.
co-parent.
She will not stop getting in our business, Your Honor. She keep involving
not
herself.
involve
Every time I go
myself.
to his house,
I do not
she
involve
comes into
myself
like one
at all
time
with
she
the
tried to put her
defendant.
hands on me
I
when I was
blocked her
pregnant.
number.
Hold on a
I called
second.
the police
Hold
on
on.
her.
One time when I was pregnant, me and him were talking. He came out to talk to me. He's like, I'm gonna take you home. And I was like, okay. She comes outside with her kids. I'm like, okay, this is an A and B conversation. See yourself out of it. She's like, no, we gotta go get the baby some just outfit
I don't
from
act
Ross.
like that. We see
I'm
you
like,
act like
excuse
that.
me? I'm like, excuse me? And then she was like, I'm gonna put my hands on you. I said, that's what you're not gonna do is put your hands on me. I said, once you put your hands on me, you're gonna go to jail because obviously you can see I'm pregnant. She was like, get her out my face, get her out my face, get her out my face. I swear I'm here. I said, girl, boo, if you want to take it there, we're going to take it there.
Who did the egging and scratching up somebody's car?
But this has nothing to do with her. This has nothing to do with her, Your Honor.
Me and my children were at the home at that time. Like I said,
when was that?
We co-parent. It was in the summer of 2013.
And what did you do?
Basically, when I was telling the story about when I went to the house, she opened the door, she closed the door. So I was like, seeing him outside. She was like, no, he's not gonna stop talking. So they called the police. The police came out and I explained what happened. They was like, so what do you want to happen? I said, to be honest, I just want him to talk. Every time he's at my house, he gotta jump and leave. And I'm like, why are you leaving?
with him?
And I'm
You
like, why are
didn't
you
have him.
leaving?
I
She
don't
was
have
like-
him.
So what did you do? You egged the house?
Yes,
She
I
egged it
did.
over
And I
me.
paid
Neither
for it,
one
and
of us are
and I
rich.
have proof that I paid him for the damages of this year.
So far, you've admitted to egging a house,
Yes,
calling her over 70 times. I mean,
Yes.
I'm just saying, you're almost 30 years old. You're acting like a scorned teenager.
And I got a
She's just
video.
real.
Yeah,
No. That's real. Let me tell you something. Let me finish. No, because you are a mother now. That is very low-brow behavior.
But someone keeps pushing me.
No,
It's
ma'am.
not-
You are responsible for your life. No one else is responsible for the choices that you make.
And then,
That's
like I
on
said,
you.
as of
And let me
this
tell
year-
you something. You are not making the right choices. You should have higher expectations for yourself because
Agreed, I
if he
didn't.
wanted to be with you, no one could stop him from
And it was
being
a
with
point
you.
to
Not
that.
her, not anyone else.
Yes.
That's his choice.
And he admitted to that.
This is just a bunch of drama.
It is
to
a
be
bunch of
honest with
drama.
you.
The
This is a
problem
bunch of
is
drama.
she's been
What's the
harassing
video?
me. I'm tired
you
of
submitted
it.
a video for evidence?
I had a video. Me and my daughter were at home. I house sit for him.
What is this a video of?
This is her sticking her hand
Wait,
in
who
through
took
the
the
window.
video?
I
She
did.
did.
Me and my daughter
What
was
am I
there.
seeing here?
She is sticking her hand in through the curtain, trying to see if he's home because he wasn't. So I did not answer the door. And then she finally sees, oh, it's me, and telling me she don't care if she's being videotaped, and she just
Where's the audio?
there.
Where's the audio?
Wait, is that you?
Where's the audio?
I'm asking,
That's
is
her.
that you?
Yeah. I still got the video on my phone to this day.
Where's the audio?
And you are doing what exactly in this
I
video?
was talking when I came
She
to his
cut the
house.
screen.
Hold
First
on
of
a
all,
second.
when I came to his house, I was going through an emotional, threatening a miscarriage. Then on top of that, I became temporarily homeless. He told me to come to the house. He was like, come straight to the house. He was like, I'm at the beach with the children. Come straight to the house. I said, okay, I'm coming straight to the house.
Don't stop interrupting.
So when I got to the house, I'm knocking on the door. I'm texting him like, okay, I'm at the house. He's like, okay, I'm here. I said, how are you here? I said, how are you here? And I hear someone moving in the house. So I'm talking through the screen. I was like, you know what? He stopped texting. So I'm talking through the screen. I'm pouring my feelings out through the screen, crying, hysterical, letting him know, like, I can't do this. I'm at a point where I'm homeless. Me and my daughter, you sat here and left us for dead. I can't do this anymore. I got to go back out of state to try to get back right so I can come back out here for my child. I'm not doing this anymore. So I'm hearing movement and snickering. So I cut the scream. I did do that. And when I looked through the window, she's recording. She's recording. I'm like, wait a minute. So you telling me you've been recording this the whole time? Yep, I was recording the whole time. I said, so why would you play with my emotion? Like, why are you taking somebody talking through a screen and start recording, and then you're snickering? Like, that's immature. I said, she was like, well, you're immature.
Ma'am, you're breaking into somebody's house.
No,
Do you
it wasn't
understand
breaking.
that?
I
You're
was
talking
not
about
breaking
that's
into his
immature.
house. Your Honor,
You're burglarizing someone's home. That is exactly what it is.
Your Honor.
And now, Judge Faith rules.
There's no excuse for the eggs, the king of the cars.
But this has to do with
calling
him.
somebody
This is
70
nothing to do
times.
with her.
No, ma'am.
All I did
No,
was call
ma'am.
her
This
phone.
is your life, and these are your choices that you
course.
were making.
And it has
You're
nothing
not
to do
making
with
the
her,
right
Your Honor.
choices.
It's
You're not making the
that was
right
then.
choices.
That was then.
You are not making the right choices.
And that was then. And I agree, I wasn't.
Neither one of you are with this guy right now.
I'm not
so
with
you have
him.
to get beyond that
Yes.
and have some mutual respect for each other.
I tried.
Woman,
I tried.
You're not even letting me speak. Calm down. You have kids with the same man, so you are going to be connected in some kind of way
I agree.
for a long time. You have a choice to make here. Whether you are going to continue to cause chaos into each other's lives, because it sounds like he's not going to change, and he's going to be exactly the person who I think he is, and I think who you know him to be at this point.
Yes.
He's not going to change, but you're the one that has to change, because this is not a therapy session, this is court. And so it's going to be up to the two of you. You're not getting any money in this case, because this is nothing but a bunch of drama. Go home, get it together, get your lives together, and move on. If you can't get along, don't contact each other and move on. Have a good day.
Go ahead, next.